99.9% confident that the streaks of light were from burning space debris. So these are
the truth is that Scott had a
pieces
difficult
of
time
equipment
trusting others,
orbiting the
especially
Earth.
the non-Royal Navy men in the expedition.
Gravitational force of the Earth is such slowly that the orbit begins to degrade, and then these things come back in, and they're burned up by the atmosphere.
And others followed
So
without debate.
everybody keep
He
your
hated to be
teeth.
challenged. He
Not
thought
an
it showed
alien
weakness.
invasion,
It was one of the
spectacular
reasons
light
there was
show.
tension between the merchant Navy men and the
But
Royal Navy
he
men.
says, this is astronomer, and again, he's got pretty good credentials there
More relaxed atmosphere that didn't
at
fly
the
from any of the
Harvard
Royal Navy men.
Smithsonian Center for
including Scott.
Astrophysics.
All this fed Scott's own
These
self-doubts,
pieces
and
of
he
debris were
often
about
retreated
40
inward
miles
most
high in the
times.
air, going
This
thousands of
inability
miles
of
an
Scott
hour as
to
they
work
entered
with others
the
meant for some odd
atmosphere.
decisions.
So
The leader
that would give you
was
some sense of
open
why they could be seen all over the West
advice regarding
and
such
why they
critical
lit up the way
decisions.
they did.
Scott would, in mid-June, finally announce his plans for a spring excursion
The
onto the
Space
Great Ice
Force
Barrier and potentially
could
North
not
Pole.
be reached for comment.
It would be himself and
The
Dr.
same,
Wilson. That was it.
this would have been
No
a
one
moment
else.
for somebody to
Scott
step
considered
up from the
taking
Space
the
Force.
guard, but as a young man
They're
was
busy
still
picking out
affected by the
jumpsuits. I don't know what they're doing. But they're
that's not the notion.
after the
Albert
news,
Armitage
Sanders going to do the
answers
news
second
5
in
of the
command
hour.
and felt that Scott
After that,
forced him to be
we
a
have a
land
special guest who has organized, this is a very George Norrie-ish
caused a
event
serious rift.
this guy has organized. It's
Scott had
called the
selected Wilson because he
Terrapod
wanted a
Festival.
doctor in case there
It's the
was
celebration of all things paranormal. That's going to happen in Santa Clarita on the 31st through to April 1st.
Wilson was very
So,
strange. I mean, Scott himself was
paranormal is, you know, all these events beyond the scope of common scientific understanding. Now, you can say this light in the sky, even though we've explained it, and the astrophysicist is 99.9% sure of its origins, then at least provokes the kind of questions about alien presence and alien visitors, and then you get into ghosts and angels and all the stuff that, you know, is the mother myth of those who are involved in this world of the paranormal. So, bottom of the hour, right after Andrew's news, we'll talk to Tony Sweet, who's the organizer of this Terrapod Festival. But before we do, I want to give you one statistic.
His arguments must have been persuasive because
Over
Scott would agree
50% of Americans
Now, I want to
believe
say
in
that what
ghosts.
Wilson was doing was risky because he had
And
some concerns
many
about
think
Shackleton.
that there is paranormal activity in their homes.
Wilson had noted that
Half
Shackleton
of Americans swear they previously encountered a ghost,
coughing fits. He suspected
leading many to
Shackleton had
believe their
a
homes
heart
are haunted, according to the latest.
Remember, Shackleton had never had a
surveys.
health exam for the
They surveyed
expedition. He
thousands of
received
people
his appointment while at sea.
21 and over.
Wilson would write,
63%
quote,
of
for
the
some reason,
respondents
I don't
believe in
think Shackleton
paranormal
has the
activity
legs the job wants. End
of
quote.
some form. I mean, that's
Wilson knew how badly
I don't know
Shackleton
what that
wanted
means,
the
paranormal.
opportunity. But he felt
Something
that
is outside
Shackleton's
the
energy
realm of
and
an
determination were
explanation that's scientific, I guess, is paranormal.
While we don't know for sure, historians believe that Shackleton
don't
did suffer some
really.
kind of health issue.
I mean,
Perhaps it was in
just
general
to be
heart
blunt
defect,
about
such
it,
as
I'm
heart.
intrigued by it. You know, I don't go, that's so silly, I don't care, but we're wrong.
We will talk quite a bit about
I feel like
Shackleton's
I
health in
told
the
you,
series,
Andrew,
but he appears to
told
have known that
everybody
he had a
about
problem.
the
As over the years,
Elvis ghost, the ghost of Elvis that I was sent to Graceland to.
So health
I'll tell you
problems
this
or not,
quickly.
Shackleton was now part of the three-man team
I was
that
doing a
making
show
run
for
into the
Fox
interior of Antarctica.
called the Fox Network, you know, The Simpsons,
At a
and,
minimum,
you know,
unexpected descent
X-Files, all
record
that.
for the south
So,
and he would have never gone.
they had a show called
The plan was to
Encounters,
send an
and
advance
it was
team ahead,
basically
set up
60
some
minutes,
depots along the way, as well
but
to help all
60
the
minutes
expedition
meets the
provisions,
X-Files. So
at least
all
for
of the
one leg of the
stories that
journey.
were packaged in this
Otherwise,
60-minute
Scott,
type
Wilson, and
presentation
Shackleton
were all
would
about
have
the
5 empty
paranormal.
sledges pulled by
So
19
again,
dogs.
I'm intrigued,
They
and
would
they
carry
asked
1,700
me to be
pounds or
the
700
reporter and go down
kilograms
to
of gear and supplies
Graceland,
to
where there
sustain
was
the
a
men.
there's a house that's kitty
But
corner of
again, there would
Graceland,
be an advance team
and it's
setting
where
up supply
Elvis put
depots
his
along the route
best
to help
friend
with this
up,
process.
who was a
A few weeks before departing, Scott ordered Shackleton to take charge of the dogs.
and
This was a mostly
I
hopeless
go down. I
task.
was always never been to
Shackleton
Graceland. I was
didn't have the
excited about going to
expertise or
Graceland.
patience for such a thing.
Get there
And there
early
was
in the
no one to
morning,
guide him.
and
Plus,
I
the time
bought a
frame
bunch
he
of
was
those
given was short.
Elvis clocks with the swinging
Sledge dogs
hips.
need
I
to
bought
learn how
those
to
in the
work as a
Graceland
team and
gift shop.
understand
Never
who
got the
was
tour of
boss.
Graceland
On
because
the
I
flip
went
side, the
straight
men
to work.
needed to understand the
At
dogs,
this
especially
lady's house, she now owns a house. She
and in
claims
the
that
end, the dogs
Elvis,
would be
the ghost of
overloaded, which
Elvis,
would be a problem
still
sooner
haunts
than
the
later.
house.
Scott
So she
Shackleton and
pointed
Wilson
out
would depart
this
on November 2nd,
French door, the
1982.
sliding
The
French
trio
door, and
stood
the
for a formal
glass
photo before departing.
had
A photo
fractured. You know how it
posted on
does?
the
It
website
weathers over
for
time and all those small cracks.
The plan was to head straight toward the South
General
Pole
shape
across the Great Ice Barrier.
of
It was
Elvis
an
with
attractive
its
option, flat, icy
and
terrain.
we drew the outline for everybody to see. He also claimed that the stereo, he had one of those old-time stereos from the 70s or something, it would go on at night and play an Elvis song. Again, it's like
Tracks.
not every night, but it would happen. It's bizarre. So we recreate that. And then right before we'll take a break in a second, but the last thing the PA that was installed of this was that she, a single woman, would go to sleep with the toilet seat down. She would wake up and the toilet seat would be on. And we recreated that on the Fox show Encounters, and it did a mediocre ratings. But that was the story. So, again, it's all what you want to believe. When we come back, we'll check in with the guy who is putting together a whole weekend that will celebrate the paranormal that will happen right here in Southern California. Mark Thompson hanging out on KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app now, into the KFI 24-hour newsroom, Andrew Carvel.
The LAPD is using high tech to teach officers how to deal with people experiencing mental health crises. Those are officers going through virtual reality training at the LAPD Academy in Orleans Park. The scenario: a woman has a gun to her head in Venice Beach.
Because everything is safe, everything's in play, everything matters.
Sergeant John LaBelle runs the PR unit and says it's the perfect way to conduct realistic street training in the safety of the gymnasium.
Third issue was that he had developed a persistent cough.
I think one or two people actually went through a couple scenarios, and yeah, it's pretty realistic.
Add to all this was the fact that the men's use of skis was non-existent.
Shattering the glass,
They
just
brought
because
to
you
the
hit a
set
threshold
where
of
they
like,
found
yes,
it difficult
technically you
to
could
use.
use a particular
Again,
level
the whole
force.
training
Is it
opened up
reasonable?
all
The
sorts of
LAPD installed the unit back in September, and it's
That
only
was
one of two agencies in the nation
soft
with this
snow
setup.
and moving dogs slowed
Regular
progress
KFI
considerably.
News.
One day the team only made
You can
3
actually
miles for
see
5
this video
kilometers.
that Steve shot over
Scott
at
took note of how
KFI
drained the dogs were and saying they seemed to
AM640.com/LAPD.
be all hard.
The mayor of Huntington Beach says fighting
On November
affordable housing
15th, the men would
mandates
be
while
forced to kill
living
the dogs
in
that were
affordable housing is not
Florida.
hypocritical at
There
all.
remains
One, I have no financial interest. Two,
Scott had
it's not
Wilson
the same
check.
thing. This is a two-story. Huntington Beach Mayor Tony Strickland said he's not even on the mortgage of the condo, which was built for people
At
on
this point, the
moderate
men and
income.
remaining
His
dogs
wife bought it
were
23 years ago with her
conditions.
ex-husband. I'm not
Thus, Scott
against
set up a replay
development.
system.
In fact, I'm
But this
for
captive
development.
there was loaded
What
onto
I'm not
studies
for
and
is the urbanization of Huntington Beach. I'm not for these high-rise buildings going up and down my city. Strickland says he would support housing like the condo he lives in, but now the city is fully built out. The state and city have filed dueling lawsuits over affordable housing in Huntington Beach. Corbin Carson, KFI News.
A new interview being shed light on the famous October surprise.
Former Texas Lieutenant Governor Ben Barnes has told the New York Times he was part of the Republican plot to sabotage President Jimmy Carter's re-election and help Ronald Reagan win in 1980. Barnes traveled with former Texas Governor John Connally to Middle East capitals with the message, don't release the American hostages in Iran before the election. Reagan will win and give Iran a better deal. Connally reported to William Casey, Reagan's campaign director and later CIA head. Barnes said he kept the secret nearly 43 years but felt compelled to come forward now that Carter's in hospice care. Mark Vaughn, KFI News.
And Taylor Swift's diehard fans have anxiously waited for her to return to the stage. Thousands of Swifties, as they call them,
By the way,
as
when
her
I talk
fans
about
are known, invaded the
78,
city where her youth tour has
that sort of
kicked
thing,
off.
I'm referring to the distance
Taylor
south
Swift
of
kicked off her U.S. tour
the
with a
equator is
3-hour
0
concert
degrees.
Friday
South
night
is
in
90
Glendale,
degrees. So
Arizona.
higher the number
Grammy
of
winner
players
belted out her
closer
hits
they are.
from every era, spanning her
On
17-year
December
career.
14th, Scott
The set
stopped
list
and set
included
up a
more than
supply
40 songs,
here the
taking
men
many of the
believe the large
Swifties
cash
down memory
provisions
lane.
be used
They
on
all
the return
stayed
journey.
with Eras
This would
tour
likely
in the
be
U.S.
considerable.
and August
At this
9th.
point,
It's
Scott
go by
checked
Stadium
booze
in
and been out for
Inglewood.
6
Jay
weeks.
Yamamoto,
Food
KFI
was now
News.
the expedition's
If you want to
biggest
feel
concern.
old,
On a
Taylor
typical
Swift
day,
is
the men
actually
shop
discovered on
business
MySpace.
breakfast.
Which
For
you know
lunch,
what that
it
is.
was
Over on the
bacon,
ID.
biscuits, and cheese. Pemmican is a mix of dried
MySpace, yeah, I definitely feel
Also,
old.
the biscuits
I'm
and
a
bacon
15 north after the 215 neighborhood where I got the 10 left 5605. That's exactly sort of the right way as well. The also moved to right shoulder. And your season had a traffic building up in Love 1K. And downtown LA, practice was on 10 East 4, it was 3, and 110 north of Vernon Avenue in South LA. It stopped at the Travis Century Boulevard into a stall. As they moved to the right shoulder, and then go down the hills up by North 4 Rockford Street, that's another stall picking up the right shoulder. Hey, find the sky, you'll see you there faster. I'm Zachary Dagan.
Despite the struggles, the
Well, we
village
hired new
dog, but it was
technicians to serve
they
samples.
were each
We always ask, will that trusted person to show up on my mother's doorstep? Anyone Smith here found their first champions plumbing, heating, and AC. If a technician doesn't pass the mother's doorstep test, they'll never make it to your house. Applicants have to look clean and professional,
with the
and
extra
have to
food
be
that had to
kind
be
and hard,
reinvigorated.
and they have to treat people with respect. They have to pass a background check
After
and a
talking
drug
things
test.
over with his
When they
men,
do show
Scott
up,
decided
they'll
the
be
team
wearing a
would jump
clean
4
uniform and
days
a
from
company
trying to reach
ID.
82
They'll
degrees
wear
of
shoe
latitude.
covers in your
The
home
team would
and
reach
clean
their
up
goal on
after they leave.
December 28th.
You're going to love your service champions
In
technician,
addition to
because I
scurrying,
flat
all the
out
men lost
guarantee
weight,
you,
and they were
if I
suffering
would
from
send them
scoliosis.
to my mother's
The weight
doorstep,
loss
I
was
would
dangerous
never
as
send
the
them
men's
to you.
body simply wouldn't
Our
stand
number
for it.
is 833
A blizzard got to the 29th
777
would keep the men in the camp, but
7777
instead
or
of
find
turning
us
around,
online at
Scott decided he wanted to
servicechampions.com.
go into the day. However, he ordered Shepherd to stay up to 10, saying he didn't cook too much in here. It was an odd
Top line
order,
weather from
as it's not
KFI
like
and
there was
lows
any
tonight,
problem
falling
with steel
just a little
stuff.
to the 40s and 50s across the Southland. Possible rain also tonight. Tomorrow, start your work week. Monday, going to look a lot like today, mostly cloudy. More rain is possible tomorrow night. Highs staying in the 60s. Costa Mesa 57, San Clemente 55 degrees. You lead local. Live to KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Nick Carabella.
At Jacoby Myers, our five-star reviews attest to our commitment to excellence and our success in delivering life-changing results for our clients. 50-plus years of experience, $1 billion in settlements, and voted #1 for 4 years in a row. Our team's expertise is unmatched. Call Jacoby Myers. Justice for you since
In all of this, the
1972.
team would never leave
On
the Great
IT's
Lakes barrier,
Very Day
which still
podcast,
500
the cultural icon unveils words of wisdom and motivational
They could
quotes
see some
collected over the years.
to the south.
No punches are pulled, as ICE shares a special brand of profound and brutal honesty on topics like romance, success, failure,
Everyone
and
was
more.
disappointed in
You
himself.
can't sit back and say, I'm going to win this game and not go to practice. Play that game. Faith in your mind is just not going to make it happen. Listen to ICE's Daily Game on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcast.
When Las Vegas welcomes you to Awakening, a new theatrical experience created by award-winning artists, enriched by spectacular sound, meet colorful characters, and journey with them through wondrous realms. Experience Awakening. Get your tickets at awakening.com.
That meant 7 miles a day. But the big issue was scurvy. The men were simply wasting away. It was a race to get back to discovery. At this point, there were 13 dogs remaining, but they were killing every week. In fact, within a week, only 5 of them were left. Scott's soft spot for animals was an issue. The some of the dogs refused to continue. Scott warned them about the slippers and unnecessary animal control. It defied common sense, and he refused to eat the dogs after they died, as he and Chad believed that the animals were somehow tainted, and consuming them would contribute to scurvy. Another thing about Scott was his ability to recognize how perilous the situation had gotten. He struggled to think deeply and explicitly to perhaps geological science. Again, it defied common logic. The men were back in scurvy, and by the day, getting together a bunch of drugs and putting them on the sledge. The next major issue was finding a supply depot. Scott had used a single black flag mark the spot, but in the end, discerning the black spot on the ice
More
was
stimulating.
impossible. And the men who passed the
Download
depot
the free
were all
iHeartRadio
without
app
their
for your
fear
music,
because he
radio,
was
and
dead.
podcast.
But here the 3 explorers were meeting. Scott was looking to his binoculars. Miss Break and spot the flag. If he had been looking a few minutes later, he would bypass the location because of the
Stoking, like the sort of stuff that we've seen, and I guess like the sort of stuff we're going to get on
But
Tuesday.
in reality, they were all sick.
It's moist. That's a
Scott's
very
ankles
good.
were
That's a
swollen.
very good word for it.
And it
We are
only
KFI
took
AM
us
640, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Mark
Shackleton
Thompson
was the
here
worst.
on this Sunday evening.
Was coughing up blood.
Shot, including a 16-year-old boy near a
Was also suffering
pool
from
at a Newhall apartment complex. One of the stories we're keeping an eye on. Gavin Newsom is going to break loose some more money for mental health and drug treatment.
In some ways, this galvanized
Hyundai,
going
Kia,
forward, we
sued by the city of San Diego for allegedly lacking anti-theft technology. And frozen strawberries sold at Costco
You're
at
listening
Trader
to an
Joe's
Airwave Media
recalled
podcast.
after a Hep A
Make your
outbreak.
next trip the best one.
Yeah. I was just going over the headlines. Okay. So he is Our guest, Tony Sweet, is on hold, is what they were just telling me, and I'm excited to have him. He's got a pretty substantial festival going down. It's called the Terrified Festival. It brings in the celebration of all things paranormal to Santa Clarita. It'll be March 31st and April 1st, and it is a true who's who of that world of paranormal podcasters and paranormal lecturers and authors. How about a warm welcome for Tony Sweet, everybody? Hi there, Tony Sweet.
Podcast by taking a short questionnaire
Yeah,
at surveymonkey.com/r.
really, I gotta
That's
say,
the letter R. So
4.5 stars on my Yelp review thus far.
surveymonkey.com/r/airwave. This will take a few minutes to get
We heard it
feedback
a
on this
little late, I
this
thought, but all right.
podcast and find new sponsors who actually interest you.
Well, look, when they
In the survey,
get
there's even a
comments,
place
no
at the end where you
applause.
can tell me anything you want.
All right,
Plus,
Tony,
as my way of
it's
saying
a pleasure to have you on
every
KFI.
person who fills
So,
out the survey
Tony, I was
will
just
be
telling
entered to
everyone
win a
before the
$500
break that
Amazon gift card.
57% of
So
Americans
please, if you
believe
take the survey,
in
I would appreciate it.
ghosts.
That's
And also, in their
surveymonkey.com/r/airwave.
home, there may be some
Click
kind
on
of
the link in our
paranormal
episode
activity
notes of our
that
more
they've
recent
either
episodes.
witnessed or
There's also a
experienced
link
in
on our
some way.
website's
So
homepage,
I feel as though this world of
explorerspodcast.com.
the Parapod Festival is very much in keeping with what many believe is a sort of neglected part of American society.
Actually, I'm surprised it's not more. Statistics because
Hello, and
when I
welcome
talk
to the
to
Explorers
people in the
Podcast.
public
Today is part 2 in our story on Henry the
constantly
Navigator.
hear
I have two
people say, oh my
notes to
God,
start
I'm
today.
experienced in my
First,
home,
I
I
hosted
saw
a
a
session at an
UFO,
online
my
history podcast
grandmother,
event on Saturday,
had an
April
experience,
24th,
and so
called the
I'm
Intelligent
surprised only
Speech Conference.
57%.
There are a lot of really great people involved, most of them independent
The point
podcast
is
producers.
more
My topic is
that
titled
people are
Improvise,
super
Adapt,
interested in this
Overcome.
world. You've seen it
Explorers
come
back
to life in the world of UFOs. You know, now
The
we're
cost of
getting
the conference is
all of these
$30,
various
but if you
instances in the
go to
Defense
Explorers,
Department,
you'll get
the
10%
reports
off the
of the
cost of
things that have
admission.
been seen by
Go to
pilots,
intelligentspeechconference.com
now you're
for a list
seeing
of all the sessions
any
and
number of
speakers.
uh,
Second note,
these
I will talk
closed
about a lot
files
of
that were
places
closed
today,
for
most
decades
of them on
now
the west
being
coast of
open.
Africa.
There's sort of a
I put a
new
map on our website,
conversation around paranormal
explorerspodcast.com,
activity that I think
identifying
didn't
all
exist for a
these
long time.
locations.
You
Link to
know,
a
I
map
think
will show
when
notes.
Ancient Aliens
That
on
is
the
it for
History
notes.
Channel
Let's rock
really,
and roll with part 2 of Henry the
it
Navigator.
really made it a
Last time, we
mainstream
detailed the
topic.
early years of
And
Henry's
ghost
life,
hunters
including the Portuguese
did as
victory at
well.
Ceuta in Morocco in
Where
1450. Around the west coast of Africa, which led to the discovery of the Madeira Islands and the
that's what
Azores.
you're crazy
By the
on both sides.
1420s, there was an outsider
And
king,
so
probably no
nowadays,
more
people, like you
influential
said,
or
are sharing
powerful
their,
man in Portugal
their
than Henry.
stories more, they're sharing their
Now, the discovery
experiences,
of the Azores and
near death
Madeira Islands were
experiences,
great for
where,
Henry, but
again,
what
most
he really
people
wanted to
would
do was
not
push
want
down
to
the African
expose that
coast.
to
His
their
goal
families
was to
for
get to the
thinking they're
sub-Saharan
crazy. And
region,
that's one
where
reason
he
I
could
put
then
together
run on the
the
caravan
Terrified
trains that crossed
Festival,
the North
not
African
only because
desert.
I've been in
If you do
podcasting
this,
for
you have a direct line to all sorts of
2008,
valuables,
15 years before
including
this
gold.
even wasn't
The big
considered a
issue facing
podcast.
Henry was there
But
was no
I've been
reliable
doing a
information about what
paranormal
lay
show
beyond Cape Ocean,
myself called
which is
Spooky
located in
Souls
what is today
for
Western
about
Sahara.
13 years.
Cape Ocean was
And
30.
because,
Henry
you
went back
know,
about a dozen or so
so many
expeditions down the
podcasters
African coast,
and
but none were
influencers
able to pass
that
Cape
have
Ocean.
become
And
huge
then in
on
1433,
social media
there was a
and in
major
the
event in
podcast
Portugal
world
that would greatly affect Henry.
really didn't get the
And that was the death
accolades
of his
that
father,
any
King
television
John.
host,
John
even
would
a
die of
radio
the
host,
plague at the age of
and
76.
not taking
His eldest
anything away
surviving
from
son,
their
Duarte, or Edward,
contribution
became
to
crowned.
the
The new
paranormal
king would
genre.
grant Henry all
But
profits
I
from
just
trade with
felt
the
like
lands to the
giving
south of
back
Cape
to a lot
Ocean.
of podcasters
This had
that
not
really
always been the
didn't
case
have
in
a chance
past
to shine.
explorations.
So that's why I put
This spurred
together
Henry to increase his efforts to get
a
past the Cape
podcast
and
award
explore further
ceremony
south.
to give
In
them
1433, Henry would
accolades
send
they
Sheila
deserve.
Ennis
So
on
this is
yet
a really
another expedition.
convention, this
Ennis
Parapod
was
Festival.
inspired.
In other words,
Ennis would sail
you've got
first
such
to
a
his guess is that it was a typical
Yeah, so
cargo barge
we do
weighing
have
30
a
tons
2-day
with a single square
conference,
sail.
and I think that's
From the
just
Canaries,
because I want
Ennis
people
would
to
head
come
toward
and
the
have a great
African
time.
coast
The
and Cape
costume
Bojador. At
contest
Cape
and
Bojador, Ennis and
tasting
the
that
and the mid-south
Makerville
steam
is
rise
in
out of the
South
ocean
Florida.
surface,
It's a
and the
ghost
waters
town
begin to boil.
that
The
has
crew
a
all began
original
going forward.
home. It's
Ennis
called
were
the
ordered to
Mystery
ship and turn
Mansion,
around.
a schoolhouse,
So
and
what
we're
was
going
going
to
on?
spend
What
an
was so
evening
darn scary
with
about Cape
Patty
Bojador?
Medley from Ghost
Well, let me
Adventures
explain.
going to
First,
the
there was the
home
wind.
and the
At Cape
schoolhouse.
Bojador, the
And
winds
then
changed
also Ben
suddenly and
Hansen
blew
from
strongly from the
the
northeast.
television show Fast
Second,
Escape,
the cape and the surrounding coast
doing
extended to the ocean
stargazing
in front of an
with
underwater reef.
high-tech
The folks at
telescope
Wikipedia say
and
this about the
explaining
cape.
what to look for when you're
Would the
looking for
waves
UFOs.
break after
That
crashing
day
into
one
some
to open
gullies.
it up.
The water spouts furiously into high foaming clouds
all
and then
things
like
Saturday,
steam,
we have
even on calm
features
days.
like Linda Monthouse, who was giving the
Third, the
media
area is
legend
teeming
awards,
with fish.
speaking
During
during
the
the
feeding
day
times of larger
about the
fish,
latest
great schools of
PhD,
sardines
and
will
also
rise to the
USA
surface, and
Friday.
the sea
She
appears
is
to bubble violently as if boiling.
Peabody Award-winning
Fourth, the
and
waters around the
Emmy
cave are shallow,
Award-winning
meaning those who get
journalist.
too close
He
could get
works
their
with,
hulls ripped apart by a reef or
military
driven onto the
and
rocks.
all kinds of
All of these
different
things converge to give off this crazy
people
vibe.
that have
Boiling,
through
swirling waters,
abductions
steam rising off the ocean
you know,
surface, water shooting into
witness
the air,
paddle
and sudden
utilization.
unpredictable
Billy
winds.
Carson, who's going
And
to
to
talk
see
about
the
basic
impressive
civilizations
desolate
of
landscape
the
Hold that thought. I take a break on cattle mutilation.
So
I
Sheila
have
has
to break
returned to
there.
Portugal, where he told us
I want to talk to you more, Tony, about what's going down. I want to ask you,
of his Lord
when
and
we
his
come
asked
back,
Mary.
I mean, here you are organizing the Parapod Festival. I
The
want to
result was
ask
a
you
follow-up expedition in
what
1434.
percentage,
Some
of
sources
the
suggest that Venice had a
paranormal,
different ship for this
and I know
journey.
you do a
This
podcast
was
on
probably
this,
embarking
of what percentage of the paranormal claims you feel
no
you
matter
don't
and this would
believe?
head back to
Okay,
Cape
so
Coast,
don't answer that question yet. When we come back, we'll get to that.
How exactly
Tony
this
Sweet, the
is
Parapod Festival is in Santa Clarita. It's March 31st and April 1st. More on where you get tickets, all that stuff. We'll come back. Mark Thompson at KFI, AM 640, live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app. Now into the KFI 24-hour newsroom, Andrew Carabello.
Voters in
In a lot
California
of
will
ways,
be asked
this
to
was as
vote on
much a
possible funding
psychological
for
breakthrough as a
expansion in
physical
housing
one.
and treatment of people suffering from a
Dennis would
mental
sail
illness
ways
or
down the
addiction.
African coast and
CBL
eventually
News
land.
meteorologist Alyssa
Again,
Carlson
this was the
says she's
Sahara,
okay.
so there really
Carlson
wasn't much
featured live
anything
on
to
television
see.
this weekend
There
during
were
her
no
weather
people, no
newscast.
vegetation.
And
The only
LAUSD
way you could
union
build
workers
that
have
is
expected to
roads,
strike
which you
starting
call
on Tuesday to
Mary's
protest
roads.
what they say is the
And
school
as we
district's
collect some of
unfair
the roses to
practices.
bring back to Portugal, as
We're
part
going
of
to take a
the
look at the
sail
five
past the
next.
Cape. He would then head home and back to
Losing
Portugal.
air conditioning on a hot summer day can be a sweating all nightmare, and no one
The
wants
next
that.
year, Dennis would
Help
again sail
your
down the
air
African
conditioners
coast,
last
this
longer
time
and
with
reduce
2 ships.
breakdowns with
The
a
second vessel under the command of Alfonso Gonçalves Bonilla.
So you'll stay cool,
Bonilla's ship
use
was
less
a
energy, and
deep-hull,
increase the life
two-masted
of your
sail,
system.
four-powered
Working
vessel,
the outdoor
larger than
coils the
Dennis's
right
Varga.
way, not the easy
The
way.
new ship was said to be designed for coastal exploration,
Just
but may have had only 10
$129.
sail.
Get air conditioning
The
and
two ships
plumbing.
would push about 150 miles or 250 kilometers past Cape Coast, reaching Garden Bay.
Progressive
You find
commercial
the coast
insurance can
deserted,
protect
but as
yourself
they
just
got
like with
further
other
south, they
standard
reported
coverage
signs of life,
and easy
including
use
footprints
mobilized
of men
personalized
and camels.
discounts and more. Get it
The ships
close
would
in as
return
little
to
as
Portugal,
6
where the
minutes.
news
And
would be relayed out to the
progressivecommercial.com.
and his
Discounts and
advisors.
coverage selections not available
The
in all
next year,
states and situations.
1436,
This
Aldea
report is
was sent out
sponsored by
again,
Catalina
push
Island
another
Company.
125
Escape
miles
to
past
Catalina
Portuguese
Island
use
this
and
winter
then
for adventure,
reaching as far
wellness,
as
and
Cabo
everything in
Vargas,
between. Relax on the
1,200 miles
beach, explore the hiking trails, or
north,
spend the day on the water. When you arrive midweek and book 2 nights, your third night is complimentary. Plan today at visitCatalinaIsland.com.
along the way,
Weather
the
brought
ship
to you by
would undergo
Progressive
seals,
Insurance.
like
Tomorrow's going to be a lot like today. Mostly cloudy, 60s for inland, for Metro AOC and the Valley. Problems in New Holland.
So Henry's News expedition.
Well, actually, they're just cleared on the 5 north 4 to 14 that crashes clear all lanes heavily open in that area. And we're on the hills on
Now, I
5
do
north
want to talk
4
about
Rockford
one
Street,
discovery that
however,
was
that's
made by
installed diesel pickup the right shoulder. And another one on the east and north of Vernon Avenue in South LA that's installed possibly to the right shoulder. Inland Empire 50 north
It's not
after
something
the
that was
Dean
suddenly
Express off
found,
the right
it's
lane,
something
check
that
back up
emerges
to
over the
Front
course of
Street.
decades.
KFI in the sky,
This
see
is
that
the
faster.
Lunar,
Zachary
which
Daniels.
is Portuguese for turning sea. Let me explain. The lunar is a navigational technique.
You,
It is the phenomenon of a great encirclement of the North Atlantic Gyre.
Be
What this
careful,
means is
mister.
that the Portuguese figured out that the ocean currents and winds operated in a
Here you go.
circular
Where did
fashion.
you come
For our
from?
story,
And
the
where's
Canary
your
current
mouth?
flows southwest from Portugal down the African
Oh,
coast
your mom
toward
and
the
dad
Canary
called us to
Islands.
clean out his
Then
showers.
that
And
flow
Wow.
takes you
they
further
were up at
southwest
too.
and eventually towards the
The
Caribbean.
train was really
This
full.
flow from the
Backing up.
Canaries
And we
across
had
the
to stop that
Atlantic is
nasty
called the
stuff from
Northwest
intriguing
Trades.
their bathroom.
Now, this
So
seems
you're
bad.
a
No one
hero?
wants to get swept out into
Every
the
day.
Atlantic Ocean
We're
hundreds of
heroes.
miles
Wow.
You make sure you live in
However,
a
as
safe,
all of these
clean
Portuguese
house.
ships began
Go on.
exploring, some of them did
Thanks
get
for
carried west,
asking,
and something
George.
unique was discovered in the
It's what a
process.
hero does.
If a ship goes
If
west,
you
I'm
have
talking
clogged
800,000
dreams, call your
miles,
hero coming in air. Go online at
southwest
riverheroes.com.
western is limited.
Train to Jackson Hewitt
This
for
meant that a ship
50%
could take
off
currents
extra.
down the
The
African
tour
coast, and
before
instead of
April
trying to
9th.
retrace, they could sail
Max
out into
savings
the ocean and
$200.
find the southwest
Visit
western
jacksonhewitt.com/50 for terms.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt. For a degree he couldn't use, no one.
I had a friend that went to my computer career and they talked to me about it. He was done in just months. I could do it online.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love
Pro in just months with zero experience. At My computer career.
That worked for me, and I like to work for you.
It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu. That was a great dinner. Also, when I did sold the Carvana.
When did you do that?
When you still look at the menu, I went on Carvana.com, and all I had to do was enter the license plate or VIN, answer a few questions, and got a real offer in seconds.
Put the car already?
No, I parked it on the corner, but they are picking me up tomorrow and paying me right on the spot.
Oh, no wonder you picked up the test.
Yeah, about that too.
To be honest,
Sell your car to Carvana. Visit Carvana.com or download the app to get a real offer in seconds.
adding to the power to the ocean currents and winds. The multiple hour will be affected over the course of his life and beyond. So Henry's captain's boat further down the Atlantic coast. Portuguese experience
AM 640.
so you would think it was time to achieve further south, correct? But let's remember, Henry was a multifaceted guy with lots of interesting possessions. He loved money and finding places and stuff. But one thing he did love the boat is beer. Again, and many others in Portugal, the beer tasting was Victory City in 1415 was a defining free. And floating fortress was now fighting Albatross in Portugal. Well, for those years, Henry tried to get his father to proceeding against the Moors. King John was now dead, and Edward ruled. Henry immediately went about prodding his brother about the African campaign. Well, Edward and his advisors were reluctant to drag such a affair,
Almost 60
but Henry
years.
was nothing if
Over
not
that
persistent.
time, they've gotten more complex than
He
ever.
laid out a proposal to
That's
his
why
brother.
architects undergo rigorous
Henry
training
argued
and
that holding
certification,
steam to Morocco
so
was
they
not
can fix
enough in
anything,
Portugal.
including the
Right.
most
The
complicated
fortress was
repairs
basically
that come
nothing
with some
was
of the
except
latest
isolated
technologies.
investment in the
After 60 years, there's
He said
nothing
what
we
was
haven't
needed
seen
was
as
a
fixed.
new campaign
It's how
to
we know
control
cars
all the key cities in
inside
northern
and
Morocco.
out. Chevrolet,
Henry
Kia,
pointed out that
check
the
engine light
Sultanate of
on,
Morocco
boot
was
tickets for
politically
free.
divided.
All the
The
radio
Sultanate
stations
just
you
felt
love,
the injury
every
of the
playlist
unpopular
to match your mood, the
Abu
podcast
Zakaria
that everyone's
Yahya
talking about.
al-Batisi
If it's on the iHeartRadio app, it's free. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Henry argued that he would raise an army
Portions of
of
the
upwards
following
of
program will be
15,000
recorded.
men,
Hey
capture
guys,
several
the only
ports,
thing that exists if you want to
Algiers.
prevent pregnancy
The
is,
prince
well,
would find an ally for his
stay
endeavor
away from women. But now a new experimental approach to a male birth control actually stops sperm in
Well,
your
outside
sac.
of those
It's
two,
allowed
Christian
to
still
storage.
really
But the
wanted
question is,
campaign,
would men use
but
it?
Henry
Doctor, what demand anytime on the iHeartRadio app.
the service of the Castilian crown. Such a thought appalled King Edward's wife, Eleanor of Aragon. She would encourage her brother to authorize the execution. Children agreed to
What
adopt
up, party people?
their son, named
Dick by AM 640, live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app.
With
Myself
that,
and
the
hang out here
1437
on the
campaign was underway.
weekend. It is a Sunday evening,
Now,
kind of
before we
wet.
talk about the
damp.
Moroccan campaign, I
It
do
will
want to
be
mention something about
like
Henry
this,
and
I
his
guess,
campaign
tomorrow.
against Islam.
More or less
That is
dry,
Prester
and then
John.
the real rain moves in
Yes,
on
Prester John is
Tuesday.
back, and he is as elusive as ever.
Talking to Tony Sweet, the organizer of the Parapod Festival, which is on March 31st and April 1st in Santa Clarita. I mean, this is the Paranormal Podcast Awards. All the people who are expert lecturers on the paranormal, metaphysical workshops, Native American dance.
Well, as
There's
your
a ghost town tour on rating, stargazing. You got it all there, Tony Sweet.
Story would
You have sidekicks and you have Bigfoot experts and you have, okay, so in this world of the paranormal, of which I feel as though you are something of a podcaster yourself and you're something of a spectator. You're examining all of these different reports and you talk to many of these various experts. What's the percentage of all of these claims, ghosts,
So to Henry, this
Bigfoot,
move into Morocco was the
all
first
these
step in
different
his
things that
desire
we
to
hear
not just
about,
conquer the region, but to find and
aliens.
unite Portugal and Prester
What
John
percentage
in a
do
holy
you
war.
think,
So that
nah,
is enough
I
about
just,
Prester John
it doesn't
for
land
now.
with you at
It
all?
will pop up again in this series,
You know, I
but
have
that
to
is
say,
it for today. Back to
I'm
the
approaching
1437
almost
Morocco.
900 to 1,000 interviews, podcast episodes since I've started. And I would say about 80% of those would be something that I should say. There are people out there that may have the stories, may have the experiences, but did not come across to me where I felt that it was a legit or concrete evidence of being real. So I would say about 80% of the people that I've interviewed.
Well, that's, you've interviewed a lot. Okay, so that does speak.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, even the people that come from the Parapod, every single one of those, I believe in. I wouldn't have people there unless I knew that most of these people I've interviewed over the years myself. So I only have the people that I really concretely know that they are legit. They have evidence to share with the audience.
And when we say legit, just to press the point, it's that they're not charlatans in your view. They're not just, they're not posers who are looking to make a buck. It doesn't mean necessarily that everything they suggest that you buy into, or do you feel sort of a need to buy into it as the podcaster and promoter and the organizer that you are?
Well, like anything, there's a lot of theories. And theories are just that. They may have some examples, they may have some scientific data, but as you know, even science changes. So for what they present to me at the time, I remember even interviewing Eric Van Daniken, Spirit of the God. He even said, what he wrote 50 some years ago, Spirit of the God, he would wish he could go back and change it because it has changed through his research. So, majority of people that express their presentations and theories do change as they continue to research. So, yeah, there are people that I'm like, here actually talk to you, I'm not for sure if I believe that.
Yeah, I mean, I must tell you that and I hear a lot of this in Joe Snoring and through different podcasts, your podcast, the representations and conversations around what we've seen or experienced are very convincing. Okay, like and I even read some stuff, the Whitney Strieber stuff, the alien stuff. It's really convincing, and it is not that. I mean, it's always a great ride. I mean, that's why I know this Parapod Festival is going to be great, because I know it's a great ride. Even though I have a bias against believing a lot of this stuff, meaning there must be other explanations, and yet there's so many things that you can't really explain.
Right? And what I love is people like yourself that you have that skeptic, the very skeptic that actually can really enjoy something like this even more than people that believe, because a lot of times when you come to something like this, you can walk away going, no, actually not my
It is astounding how compelling the stories are, and then there you have them all collected under one roof. So it's the Parapod Festival. Again, it's in Santa Clarita, March 31st and April 1st. You can get tickets where? Parapodfestival.com?
Parapodfestival.com, and if you use Mark 10, you get a 10% off. And we can get you tickets to General Mission. General Mission, you can see all the speakers except Linda Billy, that's your card. Get the VIP. You have access to both days. It's $175, 50% off. I mean, $150 you can Starbucks in a month.
There you go. Look at this. Like Tony goes into his pitch mode there. I love that, Tony. All right. Parapodfestival.com. It's next weekend. What is it, March 31st?
It's the week or 2 weeks from this weekend, but it's from, yeah.
Okay, yeah, 2 weeks from this weekend. Yeah, March 31st and April 1st. You still got some time. Parapodfestival.com. All the favorite paranormal experts. All the stories. From Bigfoot to UFO, baby. All there under one roof in Santa Clarita. Tony, so much fun to talk to you, man. Congratulations on all your success.
Thank you, Mark, for having me on.
Of course, Tony Sweet, everybody. Parapod Festival. Parapodfestival.com. When we come back, we really change gears. This guy, when it comes to entertainment in Southern California, from the KTLA Morning News, Sam Rubin joins us. Some few days, about a week it's been, hasn't it, to digest the Oscars. We'll talk a little bit about that, and a lot of other stuff that's going on in the world of entertainment. Sam joins us next on KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the IR radio app.
Here, and we get so excited, we wet our pants. First of the season.
KFI. Los Angeles, Orange County.
Looks like a school strike. I'm Mark Lohner, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. The LAUSD has made the last ditch attempt to stop a 3-day strike that would shut down schools. The LAUSD asked California state legal regulators to issue an injunction to block the strike. The district challenge cites what it calls the unusual legal day out this Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday if no deal is reached before then. Just in now, the board has rejected the district's request for an injunction, and the strike is likely to move forward. LA Metro is fighting crime. Metro began playing the music in an attempt to deter people from loitering. The agency says police have been called to the station many times, and the status quo is unacceptable. This writer says he doesn't think the music is effective. The music is cool, it's cars to do. I mean, I like the music, but I don't feel like it's deterring anybody. They're doing so much right here, they're not hearing it. This homeless man says he actually likes the music. It reminds me of Mary Poppins or something enchanted. Metro spoke. Sarah says the music and other tactics added last month, which include adding lights, cameras, and Metro ambassadors, have had some success.
We have seen a 20% drop in LAPD response station crime, reported station crime. Calls for emergency services has also declined by 75%.
Metro says it will make adjustments at the station based on feedback. In MacArthur Park, like Crowley KFI News, if you saw Clockwork Orange, I don't think you want to play Beethoven's Ninth Symphony. 2 guys have been shot and killed in an apartment complex pool area in Newhall. LA County Sheriff said the shooting happened at 4:11 yesterday morning at the village apartment home. Deputies found the suspect car nearby and detained 2 guys inside for questioning. California has jumped on the lower insulin cost bandwagon. President Biden has announced plans to cut prices for seniors on Medicare. ABC's Chuck Peterson says Lilly, Novo Nordisk, and Sanofi have all announced they're lowering insulin prices.
Now, California announces a deal with a non-profit generic drug maker to cap insulin costs for everybody. We have of the entire product, $30, no more, no less. It's not just instead, an effort to address the underlying costs by lowering the cost and providing it at cost.
The governor says it will cost California $50 million over the next decade. Massachusetts Democratic Senator Elizabeth Warren says Jerome Powell has failed as the chairman of the Federal Reserve.
Jerome Powell took a flamethrower to the regulations, weakens dozens of the regulations.
And says Powell's partly responsible for the recent collapse of 2 multi-billion-dollar banks. Warren also said Powell has failed when it comes to monetary policy. He said the Fed should stop hiking interest rates to control inflation because all it does is put people out of work. Its superpowers have not translated to a super opening for Shazam.
Warner Brothers in DC are bracing for a lower than expected opening weekend for their latest superhero offering. Shazam Fury of the Gods is now expected to take in about $30 million. Initial projections were for $35 to $40 million. The first Shazam opened with $53.5 million at the box office in 2019. At $30 million, it would be one of the worst opening weekends for a DC Cinematic Universe movie, including those released during the pandemic. Amy King, KFI News.
Federal crash on the 10. Now Baldwin Park on the 10 westbound at the Baldwin Park Boulevard. It's not the traffic from Francis Tito Avenue and what they do to crash in the right lane. It was smooth on the 10 west of Rosemary Boulevard. It's crash walking the off ramp. 405 south before Sunset Boulevard. It's crash walking the carpool left over. You can see some delays from the 101 in West LA. Put on the Hills on the 5 Washington Street. That's still pick up the right shoulder. And on Orange County, Irvine on the 5 of the Jamboree Road. That's crashing the center divider. They got it slow from Culver Drive. KFI in the sky, you'll see their faster. I'm Zachary Dagens.
Over the years, I've compiled thousands of inspiring, thought-provoking quotes, and now, after that knowledge flows to you in my new daily podcast. I'll break down why these words are there with my personal stories to show them in action. Why these daily every week on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcast, or wherever you get your podcast.
Why do we turn crumpled up paper into 3-pointers?
Oh, nothing but recycling bin.
Why do we use rock, paper, scissors to make the sticker? 1, 2, 3, shoot.
Okay, speaking of pineapple, again.
Why are you talking to fans? I'm talking into a fan. Why do we tell that joke? I tripped over a shrubbery yesterday. I think it was an ambush. Why? For the same reason we play scratchers from the California lottery. Because a little dice can make your day. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 years or older to purchase player claim.
tomorrow with highs in the mid-60s, rain likely at night, and it could last through Wednesday. Right now it's 58 in Costa Mesa, 62 in Anaheim, 55 in Koreatown, 56 in Beverly Hills. We Eat Local, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Mark Ron. What up, party people? You know it's Sunday. Yeah, love this song. Love my Dua Lipa. KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio. I'm laughing because there's a spot running right now. Mark Thompson here, by the way. I just had our last hour together when Wendy Walsh is coming up. When Wendy comes in, I'll tell we have a history together, which I'll share with you. But anyway, we have a spot here at KFI that runs, and it's kind of hip-hoppy, right? When you say it's kind of a hip-hoppy sort of spot. It's pretty hip-hoppy, yeah. And so I heard it, and I was, reading some other stuff, and I heard it the other day, like 15 minutes ago, and I just popped the mic on and, it starts talking. And Dave's like, no, that's commercial. So now, every bit of music, I go, now, is that a commercial, or can I start speaking now? So now we're on. But it is a pleasure to have this guy with us and taking some time out. I think he's spring training. He'll let us know. He is Mr. Entertainment from the KTLA Morning News. Thanks so much in advance for being here. Sam Rubin, everybody. Come on now. Yeah. All right. What up, Sam?
I share your admiration for Dua Lipa, and I returned tribally from spring training, Glendale, Arizona, home not only for the tactically, but home this weekend for Taylor Swift.
Oh, yes, and I heard that she did 4 hours or close to 4 hours in her
3.5 is spring theme now in the guise of Taylor Swift. I tell you what, I appreciate the idea that it was based on the reviews and conversations I had, at the airport and stuff. People just loved it out of their minds. And, 5 nights at SoFi in LA this summer, and I think the tip is to go to a place not talk TV and radio, not a big market like LA or Chicago or New York, but Glendale, Arizona, or other places she's playing, because there were tickets available. They weren't great tickets, but for $150, which is Taylor Swift land, is a $5 seat.
Right.
So
right. I mean, that's $150 is what it costs to park at SoFi. So that's a great tip from Sam Rubin you just got. If you want to go, join the Swifties, you should find less than a super major market to.
Kansas City should play at some places.
Yeah. Apparently, look, she's the real thing by now, Sam. You got to say. I mean, she's
absolutely. It was funny. There are always stories like this. We had a tape of her on our show singing that great Tim McGraw song when she was 15, and we had her on as a favor to get somebody else.
Oh, wow, that's great. I had never heard that story. That's terrific.
She was a former lieutenant governor. She was a Curve record, Mike Curve, and it was. And I'll be honest, I can't remember who. Hopefully, yeah, personally, get that doesn't remember. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
Get somebody else. So.
Wow. Well, it's funny. I remember all the kids who were around American Idol when it first started. And in season 1, because I was doing the voiceover on it, and season 1, I used to see Kelly Clarkson, and she was so impressed. Like, she was really, over the moon excited to meet me because I was the voice of the show. You know what I mean? Like, I'd come out at the beginning of the show, and it's so funny now. I mean, now she wouldn't, she would step over me to get the ladies' room. So it's just funny how, but your story is even better because it was such a throwaway. I mean, American Idol, we knew those kids were going to turn into something,
Well, I remember so vividly being at the then Kodak Theater for her beating Justin Marie, and I was sitting next to a weeping Lisa Griffith, who said, and I felt the same way too, it was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. And it was that night, and it's funny, obviously the show continues on. I think I don't want to say it's lost the step, but it certainly is not, the average, it's called the Death Star, right?
Yes.
Everything is perfect.
Well, two things happen. Well, first of all, Lauren, now that I'm not on the show anymore, and first of all, it's going to lose a little something.
Yeah,
But beyond that, I think the thing I used to say about Idol was certainly through 9 seasons, maybe even 10, they launched legitimate careers. I mean, superstar careers. The Voice didn't, even though I love that show, I think they did a great job with The Voice. It didn't have the trajectory, those people who won The Voice, that a lot of these Idol kids did.
Well, because I think the star of The Voice then and now is still the shtick.
I see. Yeah.
And you know, I think of Idol in multiple countries too. You know, The Voice, which of course it's just like Survivor, started in Denmark. You know, The Voice is in at least 25 different countries because the chair thing is so good.
Yeah, that's the best part of the show, as you say, on shtick. But the other thing I was going to say is sort of on that point, which is Idol began to get knocked off, and so all of a sudden the genre of finding somebody to perform is now on The Voice. It's on America's Got Talent. It's on all the different ways that people were essentially knocking off American Idol because it was such a wrecking ball. That begins to dull American Idol's ability to really attract as big an audience as they originally had.
Well, and it's funny because this idea continues to replicate itself. You know, the two phrases I always use in every pitch meeting in the world, it's Oprah, but she's Chinese. You know, it's Entertainment Tonight, but with an edge. And now you have this idea that Showtime, I really like that show, Billions.
Right.
So Showtime wants to do spin-offs of Billions. There's not even one, spin-off of Billions because all these Yellowstone spin-offs were so successful.
Oh, I see.
And they want to do like 4 spin-offs of Dexter. Like, I didn't really like Dexter the first time.
Yeah, so I did like Dexter, but I thought they brought Dexter back.
They did, and now they want to, I don't know, I don't know what.
I only mentioned Dexter because I did like it, but I thought that when they brought it back, it didn't do well, is what I heard. And now they're going to be, well, yeah, that didn't do well, but the other 4 Dexters will do well. All right.
But one of the people might remember, and this era is totally gone. So remember going to Target and buying DVDs when DVDs were hot, and then there were all these straight DVDs, and you found that the two, depending on how old people's kids are, the 2 titles, Land Before Time and that movie Tremors, and they literally had Tremors 11, Tremors 12, Land Before Time 17, and all sometimes they had nothing to do with those movies, those source movies, but it was easier to call some caper film, Tremors 13, than calling it something else because people were at least familiar with that title.
That's really a great point, that these franchises, I thought you were going to make another point, but the franchises are the recognizable franchises are a great launching pad, and then after that, it's all of the details,
Right.
But I thought you were going to make the point that you don't need to find quite the wide audience that you used to have to find. Now you can make a living on just the niche audience.
Yeah, I think that's true. And the other thing, which in the streaming world, you can make a living on good reviews, slash good buzz, and award nominations. I can't tell you how many people have told me, the series that you and I already heard, if we could just get a Critics' Choice nomination, that would bring us a whole nother season.
Just wild.
So, yeah, it's very funny how people pick that stuff out.
Speaking of the awards, I know it's been a week, but I want to talk to you about the Oscars. And when we come back with Sam Rubin, I want to talk about a couple of things that were really successes with the Oscars. And then one thing I can think of, and maybe there are others that you can think of, Sam, that they keep doing wrong. It's got nothing to do with the host or anything. I thought Jimmy Kimmel was terrific. But it's something else. It must be in the culture of the Oscars. They keep screwing this one thing up, and I want to get your impression on that as well. From the KTLA Morning News, Sam Rubin is here. More as we continue. Mark Thompson on KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Now, Mark Rodder in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Indian Stacey Azua has won the women's portion of the 38th Los Angeles Marathon today and claimed a $10,000 bonus by finishing ahead of men's winner Jamal Yemer of Ethiopia. Banking giant UBS is buying troubled rival Credit Suisse for almost $3.25 billion in a deal orchestrated by regulators to avoid further market-shaking turmoil in the global banking system. And the White House is set to welcome the cast of the hit Apple TV Plus series Ted Lasso for a discussion on mental health tomorrow. We'll check some trouble on the 91 right after this. I'm Martin Coates, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I told you about how your nose is the body's air filter. The Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Tara, quote, my doctor wanted me to do saline rinses for my allergies, but I've never been able to successfully use a neti pot. Navage uses suction power, so it's foolproof. There are nights when I'll have particularly bothersome allergies. I'll bust it out, and the results are immediate. It's such a relief. It's become a lifesaver. Unquote. She's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life. SoCal weather, we got a 30% chance of rain tonight with lows in the 50s, then the 40s in the IE and AV. This report brought to you by Lowe's. Now let's check out some trouble on the 91.
Out of Long Beach on the 91 east before Cherry Avenue, that's a large trash can that's bounced off a truck and made its way into the middle lanes. On the 210 east before Irwindale Avenue in Irwindale, that's a crash to the move to the right shoulder. And the same goes for Baldwin Park, another crash to the right shoulder on the 10 west at Baldwin Park Boulevard. This is going to have you slow from Francisquito Avenue on the Puente. And west on 185 south towards Sunset Boulevard, it's slow traffic from the 101 due to a crash over the right shoulder. And Irvine on the 5 yard Jamboree Road, that's a crash from the center divider. It's going to be a little slow from Culver Drive, but it looks like C3 is wrapping this up. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Zachary Dagan.
Lowe's MVP's bonus days are back for pros. Right now, pros can shop savings on top brands, and Lowe's MVPs can earn bonus points on brands like DeWalt, Metabo HTP, and more. Start saving today.
This report is sponsored by Jackson Hewitt for your guaranteed biggest refund and 50% off tax prep. Switch to Jackson Hewitt. 50% off is a limited time offer for new clients filing at participating locations. Max value $200. Visit jacksonhewitt.com/50 for terms.
I've been a small business person my entire adult life, and over the years, several HR issues I got nailed. I could never afford an HR person. But there's an answer, Bambi.com. And with Bambi, you get an HR person starting at just $99 per month. And I thought this was too good to be true. This is real. Bambi helps you deal with your HR problems, like writing HR policies, sexual harassment training, hostile work environment, terminations. That was my problem. People complaining about other employees, all putting you and your business at risk. With Bambi, you get access to your own dedicated HR manager available by phone, email, real-time chat. Go to Bambi.com, type in KFI under the radio drop-down when you sign up. Bambi.com, that's KFI under the radio drop-down. I want the credit, please. Spelled BAM, B-E-E, that's BAM, B-E-E, that's Bambi.com. Saturday, April 1st, we got my Rashida. With Mammoth, WBA. Tickets on sale now. That's YamaRashida.com with a $50 box office. YamaRashida. At Jacoby Myers, our 5-star reviews attest to our commitment to excellence and our success in delivering life-changing results for our clients. 50-plus years of experience, $1 billion in settlements, and voted number 1 for 4 years in a row. Our team's expertise is unmatched. Call Jacoby Myers. Justice for you since 1972.
Bring into super prices and a super selection at the Norm Reed Superstores. 6 great brands: Honda, Ford, Lincoln, Hyundai, Genesis, and Volkswagen at 9 convenient locations. From the Cerritos Auto Square to the Irvine Auto Center, from West Covina to Huntington Beach, we have all your favorite models in stock. Plus, get total peace of mind when you purchase. Next to our exclusive price protection guarantee. Which states, if you can find the same new vehicle for less within 5 days, Norm Reed will pay you the difference or buy your vehicle back. There is simply no reason to shop anywhere else. Don't miss your chance at a fresh start this spring and get behind the wheel of your favorite new ride. Test drive today at a Norm Reed Superstore location, like the #1 Honda store in the world, in the Cerritos Auto Square. Or shop online at normreeds.com. At the Global Honda Vehicle Sales 2022.
You lost your cat up this tree?
Yeah, he's way up there. I'm scared to come down.
Hang on, I'll get him for you.
Be careful, mister.
Thanks, kids. Here you go.
Where did you come from? And where's your mask and coat?
What? Oh, no, your mom and dad called us to clean out your showers, and they were up at 3 too. The drain was really clogged, backing up, and we have to stop that nasty stuff from invading your bathroom.
So you're a hero?
Try to be every day. We're leader heroes.
Wow.
We make sure you live in a safe, clean house. Go on.
Thanks for us doing yours.
What a hero does.
If you have a plot game, call your hero coming in air. Go online at superheroes.com.
Which sparked the largest office brawl in human
All the
history.
attorneys at
It
Sweden.
spread to
If
40
you're in a
cities
trucking
across the
accident,
United
the attorneys at
killing over
If
3,000
you're hurt in a
people,
motorcycle
causing
accident, same thing.
$560
All the
million
attorneys
in
at Sweden.
property damage.
Sweet James
Jay
settles
Trump was
more for
never
injured
held
victims in
accountable,
1
and
year
to
than
this
most
day
firms
denies
settle
that
in
his
their
performance.
lifetime.
Sometimes you can't control what happens in life, but Sweet James can help you control how you respond and shift the power away from the greedy insurance companies and back to your hands.
When you're hurt in an accident, nothing can prepare you for what may come next.
You may not be ready, but they are. The attorneys at Sweet James. They're going to help you connect to the top medical care, get you the most amount of money possible, and deliver the justice you deserve in your time of need. And you pay nothing until they win.
All that, so if you're hurt in an accident, call Sweet James. The number is 800-500-5200. 800-500-5200. That's 800-500-5200 and sweetjames.com.
Pray.com's meditative prayers podcast is the best way to bring God's perfect peace into your life. Each meditative prayer helps you focus on God, fight anxiety, sleep better, and more.
As you close your eyes, ask God for fellowship. Open yourself to the Holy Spirit and ask Him to minister to you.
Listen to meditative prayer on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
For those of you in Monterey Park, there is nothing worse in terms of traffic as when a president shows up. Streets are blocked off. Good time to commit a crime 5 miles out. Merely recognizing a fact. They'll handle not promoting, just recognizing. Okay? Live 6 to 9 a.m. on JFI and on demand anytime on the iHeartRadio app. Broadcasting here on KLY AM 640, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Just here for this Sunday afternoon. They say, you want to come over to KFI? And I said, yeah, great. And I said the same thing to Sam Rubin from the KTLA Morning News, and he was to join us by phone. And Sam, it's been, what has it been, a week since Oscar? Is it a week or is it exactly what you might feel longer. Exactly what week. I thought they did a lot of things well. I give them credit for having, I guess, all of those kids. Jimmy Kimmel joked about it. You know, Jimmy was so good, again, just to reiterate that. Because I thought he had the right amount of reverence for what was going on for movies and the entire thing, and yet also the amount of irreverence. You know, I think it's a very tough balance to strike, and Jimmy did it so well.
I thought he did a terrific job. Obviously, his wife, one of the executive producers, and this time what they did, which was different, is it was in the hands of TV people. Obviously, the goal is to salute and celebrate the movie, but they're putting on a television show. Yeah. And in lieu of bringing in some movie producers to do that, they actually brought in some experienced TV hands. And the one thing, and I think in a way, Chris Rock and the Netflix special was the icebreaker to this. Very deliberately the week before, but how quickly the Jimmy Kimmel's gonna mention the slap, which maybe, if not for that Chris Rock special, might have been remote. But I thought he did a really great job with that, and I think people tuned in to a large division because A, there were movies they were interested in, and B, because again, it's very rare that we have these water cooler experiences. So whether you watch the Oscars the year before or not, everybody knows about the slap now. Certainly, a lot of people are aware of Chris Rock's response, and so I think a lot of people were like, "Well, how are they going to handle this whole thing?"
Yeah, that's a good point. The controversy, the halo effect extends into this year. They do show clips, which I like. I like the Oscars when they are giving you a piece of the films that they're celebrating. Because after all, the whole idea of a competition competition between movies is ridiculous. I mean, you can't compare these things at all. I mean, you can't say that Everything Everywhere All at Once is a better movie than All Quiet on the Western Front. They're completely different types of movies, and you just can't compare them. And yet, this is the situation that's been set up, and everybody likes the horse race and predictions and all the rest. And they did show clips from the film, and I thought that was good. And they did all those awards, Sam, right? They reconfigured that entire event to accommodate all those awards that they had sort of cut out in last year, for example.
Right, and, I think it cuts a million different ways. One thing to distinguish this year, and this is not just the high-profile people, but potentially the names of the year. This is a big crop of winners. And what makes it is when you have a guy who's just reading a list, or when they're incredibly blasé about it, and even the editor from Everything Everywhere All at Once, I have no idea what it is. It's just like second movie. And that was a really hilarious and very honest, reaction. So I think this award season was a good award season, primarily, and I would say led by Jimmy the Critic. We have so many good winners. Just a good, happy winners, and also 16 of the 20 nominees in the acting category were first-time nominees, and that generally lends itself to sort of the
sent out the world, or they expanded the world of the Academy, the voters, expanded to try to represent more diversity, and isn't that what happened? I mean, there was literally thousands added, right?
Right. I mean, from X number of years ago, I think the number of it has grown exactly by thousands, and the idea is that the new members, for the most part, first and foremost, are younger, because the average age, you have to earn X number of credits or points to be in the Academy, and as a practical matter, you couldn't achieve that without decades in the business, so that tended to put you over 40, over 50, etc. So now they're bringing in younger people, and they're also bringing in people from various backgrounds, and I think that makes the different considerations, for different things. And again, you cannot win. You cannot please everybody. Obviously, a standard year for Asian nominees, Asian winners, etc. And then other groups don't see this was a less than year for them.
Right. One thing that the Oscars just cannot get right is talking they get it. And we're just doing kind of a post-mortem on the Oscars, sorry to express in this context, because I feel like they cannot get this right, and that's the in memoriam segment. I mean, it's really not as hard as they seem to make it every year, They need the live performance, I guess. They've always got to do it. So, okay, get live performance. And then they split the screen, don't split it for others. They don't include a bunch that they should. People love that in memoriam segment. Make it 60 seconds longer and include everybody.
Well, but usually it's 60 seconds longer, and then if you could include, there's lots of right. Why did you not include this other person? It's a same twist thing. I mean, to leave out Paul Sorvino, to leave out Anna Hayes, to leave out some fairly major names is pretty crazy. And what they did, which was funny, they did this for a variety of categories, and I think they did this really clearly just to open the door for in memoriam. With the cinematographers, they were like, the whatever, this QR code to learn more about the cinematographer. And they did that, and at the end of the in memoriam, it was like, shit, want to learn about more people in the past? We have no idea what the QR code. So that's
your doctor if the in memoriam segment is right for you.
Right. So and then, I think Lenny Kravitz was a good choice, and I think that was really, compelling and good. But was it too much about him and not enough about?
It's always too much about the whoever the him is or the her is. It's always too much about the performer. And I'm sorry, Sam. I think you're right. Like, you can't ever please the whole universe. But by the way, how Paul Sorvino and Anna Hayes got into the outfield on them? Come on. I mean, I don't understand how that happened.
Well, no, on one level, there's no excuse for that, but I don't know. And then it was interesting because, of course, Vera Sorvino brought it up immediately. Like, wait a second, what?
Sure.
And, that got a lot of attention. And then
I don't know. I think you can't win in all the ways that you've suggested. But in another sense, I just don't know why it's quite as hard as. And if you want to go split screen, then maybe you can knock down more in the time. I don't know. Again, I thought they did a really nice job with the presentation. I watched the entire thing start to finish, and it's interesting to talk to you about it because I kind of been getting from you that you thought it worked as well. But
No, I thought all told they did a really, really good job. The one thing they continue to screw up, and I say this with degree, or more than a degree of
hold on thought. I know I got to take a break. I want to know the one thing that's screwed up. Well, we'll finish up with Sam Rubin. It's kind of our postmortem on the Oscars and including a couple other things we touched on in the first segment. So more with Sam as we continue. Mark Thompson here on KFI AM 640, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Mark Rollins in the KFI 24-hour news show.
Police say a hit-and-run driver who killed a cyclist in San Pedro may have been driving under the influence.
The woman was driving from one bar to another bar, hit the man, and kept driving. While we got to the second location, she was involved in a second collision with a parked vehicle. So it's just kind of sad because there could have been more people injured that night. LAPD Detective Ryan Moreno says officers found the woman last week thanks to a tip from someone who spotted the woman's car. The woman confessed to the crash from earlier this month. The son of the cyclist who was killed says the crash makes his blood boil. In LA, like trolling KFI News.
News brought to you by Semper Solaris. An exhibit celebrating the life and legacy of Auxiliary Bishop David O'Connell is now open at the Cathedral of Our Lady of the Angelus in downtown LA. The 69-year-old Irishman, lovingly known as Bishop Dave, was found shot to death inside his home in Hacienda Heights on February 18th. The husband of O'Connell's housekeeper was arrested and charged with murder. The chapel features photos of O'Connell's family and ministry, as well as handwritten notes, his Bible, and his rosary. Protesting continues in France because the country's retirement age has increased from 62 to 64.
French citizens say they pay more in taxes than most, so the return an early retirement. But Macron and his supporters say with a lower birth rate and people living longer, the pension program is in jeopardy of running a deficit.
NBC's Megan Fitzgerald says trash is piling up in the streets because refuse workers have gone on strike. The Swiss bank UBS, formerly known as Union Bank of Switzerland, has been acquiring a smaller bank named Credit Suisse for over $3 billion. Previously, the 167-year-old bank received about $50 billion as a loan from the Swiss National Bank that resulted in a small rally in the bank's stock price. However, the loan was not enough to engage a steady flow of deposits. The UBS purchase appears to be an effort to avoid any further market-shaking chaos in global banking. And Taylor Swift's diehard fans have anxiously awaited her return to the stage. Thousands of Swifties, as her fans are known, invaded the city where her U.S. tour kicked off.
Taylor Swift kicked off her U.S. tour with a 3-hour concert Friday night in Glendale, Arizona. The Grammy winner belted out her hits from every era, spanning her 17-year career. The set list included more than 40 songs, taking many of the Swifties down memory lane. The All-Stadium Eras Tour in the U.S. and August 9th at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. Jane Yamamoto, KFI News.
Let's head to a stall on the 10. So 110, the 110, there we go.
It threw me off a little bit, but I got it. South LA on the 110 north of Vernon Avenue. That's a small vehicle taking up the right shoulder, while out on the 210 east before Irwindale Avenue. That's a crash that's been moved to the right shoulder there. And Riverside Cabazon on the 10 west and Morongo Trail. That's a slow. It's got the 2 right lanes blocked. It's back to 11. And if that's a home pass on the 15 south of the 138, that's another stall that's been moved to the right shoulder. Traffic's backing up pretty heavy from the 395 and Joshua Street. KFI in the sky, updating there faster. I'm Zachary Hagan.
Why won't a plumber just tell me what it costs to unclog my drain over the phone? Is it that complicated?
No, it's not. It makes no sense at all. They obviously have a price.
Whoa, you've got a nice aroma. Who are you?
Mike Diamond, the smell good plumber.
Will you tell me how much to unclog my drain?
$99.
But you haven't seen it.
Don't need to. Doesn't matter if it's a kitchen sink or a mainline sewer stoppage. The smell good plumbers at Mike Diamond will unclog almost any drain for $99.
Almost.
Yeah, there are a few exceptions, but you can read all about them on our website before you call. Just go to thesmellgoodplumber.com.
Wow, you're like up front and everything. I just called a guy named Bubba who wouldn't tell me anything.
No Bubba's here, ma'am. Just professional plumbers, show up on time, smell good, and unclog drains for $99. Call us, 1-800-446-MIKE.
Contact your license number 399170. Southland weather from KFI, 30% chance of rain tonight with lows in the 50s down to 40s in the Inland Empire and Antelope Valley. Cloudy tomorrow with highs in the mid-60s, rain likely tomorrow night, and it could last through Wednesday. Right now it's 57 and the same in Santa Ana, and it's the same in Fountain Valley. We lead local, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Mark Rahman.
Could you use some extra help meeting basic needs, like putting food on the table or paying the rent, keeping your home warm and the lights on, buying new shoes for growing feet, or help with medical needs? Find out about the Supplemental Security Income Program, SSI, administered by Social Security. It's money you can use to help pay for basic needs like food, clothing, shelter, or medical needs. You could receive monthly SSI payments if your income and financial resources are low and you're 65 or older, or an adult or child with a disability, or who is blind. Call 1-800-772-1213 or go to ssa.gov/SSI to learn more about SSI and start the application process today. That's ssa.gov/SSI. This message produced by Social Security and U.S. Taxpayer Expense.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. When I set out to build our firm, it was built for greatness. It was built for you. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Today, Morgan & Morgan has more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world. If you or anyone in your family has been injured, call America's largest injury law firm. Call Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com. Visit ForThePeople.com for an office near you.
At Ralph, we want our fresh produce to meet your expectations, which is why we're dedicated to doing up to a 27-point inspection of veggies, checking for things like scarring. In fact, only the best produce like zesty oranges and crisp carrots reach our shelves. Because when it comes to fresh, our higher standards mean fresher produce. Ralph, fresh for everyone.
You'll find a great selection of the freshest produce every day. 1-pound packages of organic strawberries are $2.99 with your card. Ralph's, fresh for everyone.
Injured in an accident? Visit superphotooftheday.com.
KFI has your inflation compensation with $1,000 from 6 a.m. through 7 p.m. Just looking for the keyword, then enter it at KFIAM640.com/cash. No texting, just winning. Powered by Sweet James Accident Attorneys. If you're hurt in an accident, winning is everything. Call the winning attorneys at Sweet James. 800-500-5200. That's 800-500-5200 or sweetjames.com. Listen to win $1,000 weekdays from 6 a.m. through 7 p.m. Claim your inflation compensation on KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk.
Okay, everybody. Sunday evening on KFI AM 640, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Mark Thompson here. Wendy Walsh coming up, top of the hour. Dr. Wendy Walsh and I go back. We'll have a visit with her right before the top of the hour. We can review briefly some of our rich history together, which is not without controversy. So that it's been almost the entire show, Sam Rubin, and you know this is not I'm not good at this stuff. I haven't mentioned my wildly popular YouTube show, which you were so good to feature on the KTLA Morning News. And
You were actually questions that the listeners want to know and I want to know. How is it going?
it's going pretty well. We've been on the air, 4 months now on YouTube. It's called The Mark Thompson Show. And we just passed 10,000 subscribers, which is a big landmark for, we're just going word of mouth. And if I can mention it here on KFI, as I say, I haven't mentioned it all afternoon. But it's going well, and I'm getting used to the format, which is a hybrid between radio and television. So you post a little more video, and you have to kind of think in terms of a video element. There has to be a video component off into a segment instead of radio, which it's just so much easier. You can call in. Sure, you have to send a link, and the person has to appear on, or at least for the most part, appear with you with a video link. So there's just a few more moving parts, and of course I have a news person, producer, so there are a lot of elements in the show that have to be balanced. But I'd say that was a very thorough response to your question. I'd say it's going pretty well. It's just a lot of work. It's a lot more work than just doing a radio show. So
Well, good. Well, I mean, you're very good at this stuff. And I tell you what, it would not stun me if at some point in 2023, KFI says, we don't need you as just a floater and a fill-in. We need you.
no, thank you. They've got a pretty strong lineup here, but thank you. I'm happy as a floater in the film, but I did want to ask you to double back to the Oscars. You were just kind of going over the that's a quick. I've got to think. It was the adorable actor, Asian actor from. No.
Yeah. From it was Ashley Graham and Hugh Jackman.
Right, the red carpet moment.
Right.
Yeah.
And why is that? Because what they continue to do, and I say this not just because I think it benefits somebody like me, but here you are, ABC. Chris Conley is arguably one of the best entertainment journalists ever. He works for you.
Right.
Isn't that the guy who should probably talk to the stars coming in?
Oh yeah.
Or somebody who does this?
Well.
But you do this every year, and it is maddening.
Well,
they hire a ton of spokesmodels.
It was clear what was going on there, Sam. They hired people with immense social media following. They hired that because the kid inside had a TikTok following that was off the rails, So you're trying to bring in new audience, and you do it through those influencers. Isn't that what they were thinking?
Well, you know what? I bet there's a lot of people who are on TikTok who have bigger followings than NFL players. They don't have them play the game.
I felt that the red carpet, and I watched it all. And one of the reasons I love the red carpet because it feels like you do get authentic moments like that.
It absolutely does. It's
But my favorite is you. You and Jessica are. She's unflappable, and you are charming. I don't know how you do it. You're just great. You get so many moments, but you weren't there, so you have these people who are clearly they're amateurs. Just to use the okay, they're amateurs.
And by the way, I should tell you this, and it's a mistake made. We're not there, not because we're not there. We are physically there, but year after year after year, as our shows frankly are better and more popular, ABC, the network, decides, hey, these convenience shows have to end earlier. So it's just us. So until 90 minutes before, and at 3:30, they make us and E and even the local Channel 7 go off the air to only allow this national show.
I wondered where you were. Okay.
That is the dumbest thing ever. Because that doesn't increase your audience. It diminishes your audience.
Sure.
And then when you give people a less than show, that doesn't help. And anybody knows this. And it's just some dumb accountant going, well, we get all the ad revenue because we get to we're the only ones doing it. And it's like, no. And you mess up your show. So, you just want to the former president of the Academy had the same last name as me. Last name was Rubin. And I wanted to call him up and we're not related, but not that. Come on. Don't be so dumb. But
that was a glaring example. But there were other examples who just went with these people who are, they're amateurs at the red carpet moment and at the conversations that have to, that are gonna, you might take on some choppy water, but you have to know how to do it. That's why I feel like, you guys have logged so many hours doing this. For you, it's like falling out of bed.
Right, and it's fun and it's comfortable, and I'm not saying it's the self-aggrandizing way. It makes for better conversations, and what people deserve is that. And so, you would never, and for example, you would not have me, nor should you ever host Hockey Night in America. I don't know. I'm the wrong person to do it. But honestly,
what? It was definitely. I saw it live, and I thought, oh my God! I mean, this is just, and you could tell it was an unraveling that was going. It was headed toward the ashes that ended up being played out. You can find Sam on KTLA every morning. I don't know how you do it for so many years. Wow.
Well, it is funny. I'll do the same. My socials are Sam on TV, which a long time ago was made sense. Now I suppose it's hybrid for everybody. But for Twitter, Instagram,
all right.
And all this stuff. It's always good to check in with you.
I love talking to you, man. Pal for so long, and you're just the best. Sam Rubin, everybody. Thanks, Sam. Mark Thompson will talk to Wendy Walsh next. And there is an interesting history between Wendy Walsh and myself. I'll get into that with Wendy as we continue. KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Mark Ronard is in the KFI 24-hour newsroom. Hi, Mark.
The LAUSD's last-ditch attempt to stop a 3-day strike that would shut down schools with an injunction has been denied, and the strike is Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg is standing firm against Donald Trump's increasingly hostile rhetoric, telling his staff that the office won't be intimidated or deterred as it nears a decision on charging the former president. And Twitter's sending a strong message to journalists. This morning, Elon Musk tweeted that the company's automatic email reply system will now respond to all press requests with a feces emoji. Those you need a free press. We'll look at some trouble on the 210 right after this.
My buddy just sold his car to Carvana. I should look at that. And maybe I can finally afford to buy Jasmine that engagement ring. Let's see. Carvana.com. Sell my car, enter my license plate. Then answer some questions. Get my offer. Now that's enough. I'll definitely be able to afford that ring and finally propose. What was that proposal? From Carvana. For my car.
Carvana just proposed in second. Doesn't take them 6 years.
Sell your car at Carvana.com today and get a real offer in seconds.
They've got snow, and more snow at the Palm Springs Aerial Tramway. Bundle up for a winter playground for the whole family. Let's be down here with angels and a giant snowman appearing in the dress. Don't miss their winter wonderland at the Palm Springs Aerial Tramway. Snow at its peak. Visit pstramway.com.
This report is sponsored by Norm Reed's Superstores.
9 convenient locations. 6 great brands. Bring in the super prices with their super selection at Norm Reed's Superstores. Ford, Lincoln, Hyundai, Genesis, Volkswagen, and Honda. They have it all. Test drive today or shop online at normreeds.com.
SoCal weather, we got a 30% chance of rain tonight with lows in the 50s down to the 40s in the IE and AV. This report brought to you by the Palm Springs Aerial Tramway. Now we've got a crash on the 210.
That's on Oakdale, the 210 east before Auburndale Avenue. It gets started in the right lane with Sweet Street, South Transit to move. You managed to move to the right shoulder. In Mission Hills on the 405 north of the 118, that's a large pothole in the middle lane. And support of the pass on the 405 south before getting Center Drive. It's pretty slow traffic from Valley Distance over the Boulevard due to a crash in the 2 right lanes. And Boyle Heights on the 5 south at Soda Street. That's a crash in the 2 middle lanes. It's going to have you back up from Cedar Chavez Avenue. And then San Bernardino, 215 south of Highland Avenue. That's a disabled vehicle. Move to the right shoulder. Hey, up behind the sky. You have to get you there faster. I'm Zachary Daniel.
Do you know what the 3 biggest problems are that people have with most plumbers? Think about it for a minute. The problem becomes more after the job than what they quoted you up front, and they don't fix the problem right the first time.
How you doing?
With that kind of aggravation. At Service Champions, our plumbers are
I
different.
didn't
We'll be there in time.
All I ever
Right when
did
we say we'll be
was
there. We'll give you a firm price in writing before we start. And all of
yeah,
our
I'm doing
plumbing
19
services are
before I
backed
did
for a happy
Really,
money
yeah.
promise.
I was in a play later that day, and
For
I
us,
had to
it's all about respect.
remember lines and stuff because
Call
okay,
Service Champions right now.
Caesar
for all of your
Augustus
plumbing
and
needs.
Julius Caesar,
Our
and
number is
it was
833-777-7777
very challenging.
Or
And
find us online at
I was crying and
servicechampions.com.
something. It was so cynical. I was as close as I've ever been closer.
When you want the best deal on the best meal, choose Lenny's 2 for $6. Pick from Dave's Single, spicy chicken sandwich, 10-piece crispy nuts, or a medium strawberry lemonade. Share any 2 for just $6. Choose wisely. Choose Lenny, 2 for $6. Lenny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career and they talked to me about it.
He was done in just months.
I did do it online.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months with
It was
zero
tough.
experience.
I
My
remember
computer career.
That works for me, and I know
I
it's
walked
for you.
home from
It's
school
not rocket
and
science. It's
we were just working for really small
mycomputercareer.edu.
house, and I went to the
It's game day at Jim's house,
It was
and the
on the
spread is impressive.
house.
Mike's already done some
I
damage with the
it's a
highways,
small
and now he's
university.
dropping back and going deep for another slice of pizza. I sure hope
read
he brought the Pepto.
outside.
Mike knows the Pepto Bismol provides fast, 5-second relief from unexpected stomach upsets. He's no rookie. The way he's throwing back those nachos, he's a goat.
Be ready for game day
And
with Pepto Bismol. When you
I really feared my parents because I thought they were going to anyway.
In this week's Marketers Report, Patricio Spagnoletto, Global Chief Marketing Officer, Direct to Consumer for Warner Brothers Discovery, weighs in on the difficult task of building
I went in the hard
and
for my
retaining
parents. I think I
consumer
caught my
trust.
friend's mom first.
Trust is a really hard
Because I
thing
just
to
want my
build
friends
and a
to
really easy thing
So
to
good.
destroy, and we have to be very
And
respectful about
my
that.
friend had ever
Our
done.
partnership with iHeart has really helped us build that trust and that relationship
And,
with the on-air
like,
talent. The best thing for us
that
to
was
do
always
is to
a
build a
plan.
relationship
And,
with our consumers. And if those consumers have a relationship
um,
with the DJs that are on
my
air,
mom,
then we want to build on that.
I want her to
Also,
come
the
home.
Dragon, which is one of our most successful, if not the most successful campaign we ever done for the show, art was a core part of that.
Like
It's the
that, like
number
you see
one
the
audience.
so,
Smart media gives marketers access to all, every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. Not just a media company. iHeartMedia is your access company. Go to iHeartResults.com for more. With car prices at an all-time high, our donors are now getting the highest receipts ever. Donate at causeforkids.org, and your car can be picked up tomorrow.
back to school. And the thing is, I had just gotten third place on this in the whole school on this like art paper. I should have gotten first. That's okay. Anyway, so it was like all my art was being featured that night, or I was like performing, I had art on the wall. Oh no, I didn't yet. Is that true? Yeah. You had just gotten that? No, actually, that's incorrect. I just not. I don't think I just got that. I think that came later. But anyway, I had to perform that night. And did you? Yeah. How'd you do? Should I get back? I just would talk for as long as I could, and then elbow her, and then she would just continue her lines. And she did a really good job. And I just, I mean, you wouldn't necessarily know, but I couldn't really keep it together. Like, yeah, it was all kinds of makeup and stuff. Anyway, then what? I remember being done, and I had this like the plate ends with me raising a sword, and the lights went down, and okay, well, everybody's like, you did a really good job, especially Brian's circumstances. I remember before putting on makeup, I was just staring out the window, and my friend Rachel came over and this is
KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
anyway. Are you done?
I guess I said hi, Mark. Somebody thought I said something else, Mark. Is that what you're saying?
Apparently, I'll get to the bottom of this.
I said, the KFI 24-hour newsroom, and instead of just stopping drinking, I said, hi, Mark. And anyway.
Well, maybe my name is synonymous with that other word to some of our listeners.
I never know. That's why I said I'd let loose with the S word, Dr. Walsh. Which is, of course, not actually, but I'm actually pretty conscious. I don't really cuss a lot with the mic around. You know,
I forget all the time. They have to have their hand on the button.
Well, you deal with it more. You know, you're third railish.
I get so relaxed talking to my people, Mark, that I just think I'm home sipping coffee or a glass of wine, and I just let it loose.
Profanity supply, Dr. Wendy. So Wendy Walsh, Dr. Wendy Walsh, and I go way back.
Oh my goodness, 100 years.
We did a talk show together for Universal Television called He Says, She Said.
And guess which I was?
I was the he says, although I do have some she says like qualities. And Dr. Wendy Walsh was the she says. And Dr. Wendy Walsh is this, brilliant, really, super smart and then gorgeous, tall, beautiful woman comes into, and so fawning all over you. It was a great, we had Woody Frazier, who was the guy who was a giant producer. Right? So the show was okay. We got the, green light to go. They are sending us to this convention in Las Vegas called NAFI. And there are literally cutouts, giant, like 2-story cutouts of Wendy and myself all over the big exhibition hall.
Everywhere.
Yeah. We're on the cover of, like, whatever.
I keep saying Wendy and myself. Is that? I think it's Wendy and I.
Before we're supposed to go to promote it, they say we can't clear enough
But
stations
I'm
to keep the.
put in the comments.
Oh, I heard they brought in a new president, and he didn't want the old guys. Old guys' show being successful.
Well, here's what I heard.
Let's stop it.
The way it works with syndicated television is you need to get it on enough different stations, right, nationwide. And we were supposed to follow. Universal had the show George and Alana. Remember George Hamilton and Alana Stewart had a show? Okay. This is ancient history, but this is what they couldn't keep that show on the air long enough for our show to get in for the next season. So when they lost that show, we lost all those clearances, is what I heard.
You know what I remember about those few days at Nestle? Two things. One is the first day being called into some back office and immediately being hired by Extra. So I went, like, the executive producer of Extra was there, saw that I needed a gig and pulled me in. And so at that point, I made sure I checked with Universal to make sure that the hotel suite was still on their tab and the limousine. And I called all my girlfriends and I said, get to Vegas. We are all on Warner Brothers tab.
Unbelievable. This is the difference between you and me, and I wish I were more like you. Universal said to both of us, Wendy and myself, we're both hosts of the show, it's off, Matthew's off, sorry, we'll take you to lunch. And Wendy was, screw you, man.
My limo and hotel, you give it to me, baby.
So Wendy still went down there, free limo, hotel, and she was a star. As I say, the pictures everywhere, along with mine. But I was back in L.A. being the good boy, not going because they asked me not to. And my hotel suite was just, it was just.
I was there spending the money. But it was also a lot of drama for me getting to the topic of my show. Do you remember who I was dating at the time?
A lot of people.
No. My heart was in one place. It was that actor who played Hercules, Kevin Sorbo.
Oh, yeah.
And his show was at Napkin, too. But he wasn't talking to me. He had ghosted me.
I thought you went down there and met him.
Oh, I did. No. But then once we got to Napkin, it was the next Napkin. And all of a sudden, it was this discomfort.
Oh.
And as a result, we saw each other for the first time after he ghosted me in a crowd. And you would think my insides, that's how attachment anxiety works. My insides were turning inside and out. Should have been the happiest time of my life, and I was just like ready to throw up.
Wow.
A physiological
But
reaction.
let me just understand this. I always understood that you went down there, which was so smart to go down there. I wish I had done it. And you met Kevin Sorbo there on that trip. Is that
Maybe
wrong?
it was the next Nappy that we broke up.
Yeah.
That's probably a year later.
I heard that. I heard you.
Yeah, I got a job, a boyfriend, a limousine. It was
Right.
a good week
And
for
your
me.
boyfriend was a big star. So, you had a great time down there, I know. Anyway, but that's how far back we go. Now you're, you have a doctor in front of your name. So
And
it's great.
Kevin Sorbo was a guest when I was co-hosting The Doctors. He came on as a guest.
Did you confront your troubled issues?
I'm sure this is I'm so happy to gossip on it. So, you know how syndicated shows, they love to catch people kind of candid camera style, leave mics on or whatever. And they had known about this whole drama years before. And I knew he was going to be on the show, and I warned them it would be fine. I'm fine now, whatever. So a producer comes to me just before the segment. She goes, he's waiting over in his green room. He wants to say hello to you. And I walk into this room. There's not a piece of furniture anywhere. I know the mics and cameras. It's just like a rigged room.
Set up.
And there's nobody anywhere.
Not even well set up.
Not even well set up. And so I'm acting all like, so good to see you again. And so you're married, you have children. Oh, that's lovely. Blah, 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 blah. He didn't know the room was rigged. So he was going on about, I didn't even want to marry this woman. I don't know what happened. He's like, oh my God.
That seems like it violates a couple of ethics kinds of restrictions.
I don't think the video's gone anywhere. I don't think Dr. King's people used it, but I knew I was being recorded, so I was being extra careful with my words.
Wild. Well, it's so good always to see you, Dr.
Mark.
And I'm looking forward to your show, which starts in just a few minutes. I'll mention again, you can find me on YouTube, The Mark Thompson Show, but tomorrow, and for the next few days, I'll be filling in for Gary on Gary and Shannon, which will be a lot of fun. So looking forward to that. It's all happening here on KFI AM 640, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Whoa. This is going to be the best spring in a while. Concerts are back, masks are gone. You can breathe. Just get out there in nature and enjoy. Quick before somebody tells you one on everything. And KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. The school strike is on. I'm Mark Bonner, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. School workers at LAUSD are ready to strike to protest unfair practices by the district. The LAUSD asked California state labor regulators to issue an injunction to block the strike, but KFI has confirmed the injunction has been denied. The SEIU, the Service Employees International Union, says the strike will happen on Tuesday through Thursday to protest what they say is the school district's unfair practices. The union says even though they were made an offer, it was not made in good faith, and now the strike's not just about money, but it's about respect, and it's about unfair treatment of workers by the district. A judge in LA has rejected the city's motion to dismiss a lawsuit filed by street vendors.
The vendors filed the lawsuit to contest the city's restrictions on vending zones, saying it deeply interferes with their livelihood. Claudia Rodriguez sells items with her father and says if they can't work, they struggle. That's how we provide. and take money home. And we work, it rains or whatever, we're working hard there, you know? The judge said yesterday the city attorney has not been able to prove its claim that by working on sidewalks, street workers are causing a hazard to pedestrians. Court will resume in June, where the case will move to trial. In LA, Chris Adler, KFI News.
Former President Trump says he'll be arrested on Tuesday. NBC's Ali Rabbi says it's all over an alleged affair with porn star Stormy Daniels.
The crux of the investigation, a $130,000 alleged hush money payment Mr. Trump's former attorney and fixer Michael Cohen made on his behalf to Ms. Daniels less than 2 weeks before the 2016 election.
Trump posted the news on his social media yesterday and asked his followers to protest an indictment by the Manhattan District Attorney's Office. Trump is facing possible criminal charges in New York related to hush money payments to Stormy Daniels in the days leading up to the 2016 election. It's been 20 years since the U.S. war in Iraq began. Former President George W. Bush formally announced the start of the war in a televised address March 19, 2003.
Coalition forces have begun striking selected targets of military importance to undermine Saddam Hussein's ability to wage war. These are opening stages of what will be a broad and concerted campaign.
Bush spoke to the nation shortly after explosions began to rock Baghdad. U.S.-led coalition forces began air attacks about 90 minutes after a deadline for Saddam Hussein to leave Iraq had passed. The first targets were hit with Tomahawk cruise missiles from U.S. aircraft and warships in the Persian Gulf. The U.S. declared an end to the war nearly 10 years after the fighting began. At least 16 people have been killed in a 6.8 magnitude earthquake off the coast of Ecuador. The quake hit around 12:30 yesterday afternoon and was felt in 13 provinces around the country. Several buildings have collapsed. Search and rescue crews are working to dig people out who have been trapped in the debris. At least 400 people have been hurt.
And things will heat up when the volcano menu returns to Taco Bell's later this year. The menu, which disappeared about 10 years ago, featured cult favorites like volcano burrito and taco, as well as optional lava sauce. The menu originally debuted back in 1995, and those that are Taco Bell Rewards members will get access to the spicy selection a couple days before the general public. The menu is said to only be returning for a limited time. The volcano menu returns on June 29, 2023. Andrew Carabella, KFI News.
I think we've all experienced the Taco Bell volcano. Let's check out some trouble on it too.
Now the San Diego Mountains on the northbound and southbound between Mount Wilson, Red Rocks Road, and Big Pine Highway. All lanes are closed in both directions due to mudslides and washouts west of the San Diego Road. And the hills on the 45 north of the 118, after Marsh Pommel in the two middle lanes, and Royal Heights on the 5 south of Center Street. It's crash blocking the two left lanes, which can have you backed up from the 5 and the 10 northern splits. And then Ocean got a work zone on the 5 north between the Parkway and El Toro Road. The 3 right lanes are closed until 6 a.m. Monday. With some miscellaneous road work from Caltrans, and you have a little bit of a sluggish drive from Avery Parkway. KFI in the sky will be there faster. I'm Zachary Tatum.
I'm Martin Hope, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I told you about how your nose is the body's air filter. But Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs. And that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Haley, quote, Navage is the best thing I've bought. I love it. My nose feels so clear now, and I can breathe. I've been struggling with a stuffy nose for weeks. I bought Navage, and it's amazing. For this one, I use Navage every night, could not imagine life without it. I have 5 cats, and before I found Navage, I was a clogged mess. Now I breathe so much better, unquote. Those are 2 of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, display days, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life. Southline weather forecast 30% chance of rain tonight with lows in the 50s, down to the 40s in the Inland Empire and Antelope Valley. Cloudy tomorrow with highs in the mid-60s. Rain likely tomorrow night and it could last through Wednesday. Right now it's 57 in Portland, 55 in Mission Viejo, 56 in Gardena, 52 in Palmdale. We lead local live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Mark Rock.
The Dr. Wendy Wells Show. It is my pleasure to be back here. You didn't know I was gone, did you? You know what happened last week? Well, first of all, happy birthday to producer Kayla. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. You sound just like Marilyn Monroe. Thank you, Dr. Wendy. You know why Marilyn Monroe sounded sexy? Because she was very sexy. It indicates that a woman's ovulating and sex is high. Oh, so that's how guys can tell. They'll say, "Oh, she's hot," or "She sounds hot." Anyway, so it was Taylor's birthday, and we had organized a secret show. I'm giving away a secret. We're not taking it. I know, but it turned out to be perfect because I got up on, I think it was Tuesday morning. I got up and I went, and there was no voice. I'd lost my voice completely for almost a week. Now you gotta know, I have not been sick in 3 years. I'm running around going, I've never had COVID. COVID hasn't gotten me. And listen, I get every vaccine they hand out. I get second, third, fourth, fifth, whatever they'll give me, I'll take. I've never had COVID. I've never been sick in 3 years. I wake up and it's just no voice. You know, I think, I'm saying, I'm a teacher. I do lectures. I do radio. My voice is everything. So it was just like the luck of the draw that we had. So here I am back. My voice is back, and I'm fine. I didn't have COVID, so still not back. And rain. I want to tell you, if you are having a leak like I am, calm down. It's going to be fine. Okay? You can pick up water. You can replace drywall. As you know, Home Depot seems to be out of all the dehumidifiers. I keep renting them as I'm calling insurance and trying to figure out stuff. You know, I've always said the only difference between a crisis and an adventure is attitude. And you've got to have a positive attitude. You've got to realize that the best news here is that almost 50% of California is out of a drought. So you lost a few shingles on your roof. So you got the heavens opening and pouring into your place. I have too. It's really stressful dealing with insurance companies. We don't want to cover it because apparently that's not Mother Nature. It's Mother Nature. Anyway, I've been dealing with roofers, and everyone likes to point the finger. The roofer says the deck person, the window person, the window person. I'm going to do that. I just want to say one thing. I do have to install a new roof deck. If you are a decking waterproofing person, please ping me on my social media at Dr. Wendy Walsh. David, you look at my DMs on my social media. I'll be checking anybody who says they're a roofer and give me a good deal. Help us bring them up. Also, when you have a good, solid relationship, as I do, it makes special times so easy. That's when you know that you're in the right place and with the right person. When the rubber hits the pavement and things get a little nutty, right? That's when you know. So I think during this time, I feel more grateful for my new year than any other time because it's just so nice that at the end of all the craziness, dealing with all those people like insurance companies, etc., drywall people, water remediation people, whatever. It's so nice to just look into the sheets of my love at night and know that everything's okay. Everything's going to be okay. I also want to say that if you have young adult children, I'm getting right into the science of relationships right now. I haven't even really barely introduced myself. I haven't even said hello to anybody. I'm just flying through this. Hi, I'm Dr. Wendy Walsh. I happen to have a PhD in clinical psychology. I'm a psychology professor at Cal State Channel Islands. I am obsessed with the science of love. I've written 3 books on relationships, and I did my dissertation on attachment theory. I'm not a therapist, but I'm an old lady with lots of opinions. I will say that. And I have a little bit of knowledge as well. Can you with us, Sue? How are you? I'm here. You're watching the clock for me, right? Because you know I ramble. Okay. And we have Mark Bonner in the newsroom. How's the rain for you, Mark?
You'll be astonished to know that it's not making people drive more carefully.
Oh, of course. You got that problem too. Not just the rain coming through the roof into the ceiling. And honestly, I have a sweet little tenant, and she called me down to her apartment. I took a little X-Acto knife, what do you call it, box cutter, and I cut into the drywall in her ceiling and put a bucket there, and I swear it filled the bucket. Oh my gosh! That's ridiculous. This is getting out of the track. I do want to say this. If you have young adult children who are separated from you, as I do, they are going to come and go no different than when you first took your toddler to the playground. They go and explore the equipment, but they're checking back. So my youngest is coming back to visit this weekend, as she just did here a few weeks ago. She says she doesn't do well unless she's using it once a month. she's not clean. Isn't that sweet? The other one rolls her eyes whenever I breathe. So she just. But here's the closest she got to expressing love to me, Kayla. She sent me a text that she lives in Paris now. She pulled forward. She sent me a text this morning that said, I had what Hollywood, I don't know the time frame. I got it when I woke up this morning. Said, I had a dream that you were sick and you were dying. It was a terrible nightmare. Are you okay? And I wrote, yes, I'm fine. That's just separation anxiety, honey. And then just she's so funny after that. She's always so nice to you when she's away. She misses you so much. She does. She does. I also want to share something. I want to tell you what we got on the show. How to save your marriage. One simple trick that can cut your divorce rate in half. You won't believe how simple and easy it is. You can do it next weekend. I want to talk about a new potential male birth control that might come out. And also talk about how the female birth control pill changed society in every way you could imagine. And let's all speculate about what a male birth control pill might do. Also, 5 things every human being needs to know about love. Much later, I'll be taking your calls from my drive-by makeshift relationship advice. But I do read the papers, and during the week, I noticed this little tidbit in the news and flying across from USA Today. This is out of Michigan. A young man by the name of Miguel Perez appeared to be a model student. He brought home A's and B's on his report cards. He was regularly making the honor roll. He relied almost entirely on his aide in the special ed department because he had an aide because he was deaf. Now, he had been tested. He was hearing impaired. He had been tested for every other kind of intelligence thing, and he had no other learning differences at all. Wow. Before he's graduating from high school, his parents were absolutely stunned when they learned that their son would only receive a certificate of completion, not a high school diploma. This is useful for nothing. Can't get into colleges, community colleges, nothing. Turns out, the aide that was assigned by his small Michigan school district didn't know sign language. And she'd been with him. He was reading at the 3rd grade level with high intelligence. So his case is going to the Supreme Court. And if the Supreme Court goes on his side, it will give parents so much more rights to teach schools around the country. I will tell you, I'm under 9 that I had to hire attorneys for. I won't say the outcome. I don't say what school. I won't say what happened. But I had to fight learning differences. And I had to fight and fight. And all I thought to myself in my year is, I have a different PhD. I have resources. Imagine dual working English as a second language parents. They would never get that reputation. So anyway, I wanted to win. All right, my favorite quote about love from Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, translation in English, and I think David did it. He said, "Love does not consist in gazing at each other, but in looking outward together in the same direction." When we come back, 5 conversations that every couple should have over and over and over. You're listening to Dr. Wendy Walsh Show on the live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. And I look forward to 24-hour KFI News and our very own Mark Run.
Cops say 4 people have been killed in a wrong-way collision involving several vehicles on a freeway in Chino. Each one of the person was taken to the hospital this morning. The Kremlin says Russian President Putin has visited the occupied port city of Mariupol, his first trip to Ukrainian territory that Moscow illegally annexed in September. And Shazam, Fury of the Gods, is falling short of its domestic box office with about $30 million in North America this weekend, but it's still number 1. We'll look at some trouble on the 105 right after this.
Yeah, man.
You locked your cat up the street?
Yeah, way up there. We're scared to come down.
Hang on, I'll get him for you.
Be careful, mister.
Thanks, kid. Here you go.
Where did you come from? And where is your mouth and tape?
What? No, your mom and dad called us to clean out your shower again.
Why?
They were up a tree too.
Really?
Your dream was really far. Back it up. And we have to stop that nasty stuff from invading your bathroom.
So you're a hero?
Try to be every day. We're rooter heroes.
Wow.
We make sure you live in a safe, clean house. So long.
Thanks for asking yours.
It's what a hero does.
If you have a clogged drain, call Zero Plumbing and Air or online at riverheroes.com.
Look out weather, we got a 30% chance of rain tonight with lows in the 50s and 40s in the IE and AD. This report brought to you by Progressive Insurance, and we're headed to a crash on the 105.
That's not a really wasn't a fire, but west before Wilmington Avenue that crashed in the middle of a motorcycle. It's south of Wilmington North of Burbank Avenue that is still picking up the right shoulder. On 150 north before Burbank Boulevard in Valley Village. That's another crash to move to the right shoulder. And in Mission Hills, that is Cabo. If you're going to the 45 north of the 182, I think 18 is going to be hitting that. Trying to run a break for this to show that in. In Border Heights on the 5 south of Twitter Street. That's crash into the 2 left lanes. Got traffic back up from the 5 and 10 northern split. They have on the Giants, they're back there.
With over 30 coverage options, an easy-to-use mobile app, personalized discounts, and more. Get it close in as little as 6 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Discounts and coverage selections not available at all. Progressive Commercial Insurance can protect your small business with over 30 coverage options. An easy-to-use mobile app, personalized discounts, and more. Get it close in as little as 6 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Discounts and coverage selections not available in all states and situations.
Attention Southern California. Central Solaris is ready to install your solar now and complete your paperwork in time for any MPU. They have teams working around the clock 7 days a week and have processed over 35,000 applications and counting. More than any solar company in California. No one works harder than Centralized with this free assurance honor. Go Solar American style. Declare your independence with Central Solaris, your local and veteran-owned solar contractor who gets the job done right. Imagine no money out of pocket, no payments until 2024. Call 877-211-5591 or read about Blackout, Tesla, and Enphase batteries are in stock. Plus, Kemper offers new furnace and AC systems with a lifetime warranty and new roof with a 50-year warranty. Don't wait. Get your solar system installed by Central Solaris before net metering changes and rates go up even more. For all offers, call 877-211-5591 or visit centralsolaris.com.
The best technology semiannual sale starts now with savings on selections and powered by the latest software and mobile processor. Plus, get deals on select accessories and free shipping on everything. Go now by calling 877-GAT.
Randy went to college and racked up huge debt. A little bit over $100,000 for a degree he couldn't use. Now what? I have a friend that likes to consider where they possibly about it. He was done in just months. I could do it online. They even help you get hired immediately after graduation. One of the things I love about it is that you can work anywhere you want. You could become an IT pro in just months with zero experience. At My Computer Career. That's what for me and I got for what for you. It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu. This is marketing support. Roger, and Enough. Keep marketing and communications officer at MasterCard. Talk about
Measuring sonic and sonic binding and sonic initiative across the board, the principles of measurement of the space, like the parameters that you measure on the space. We measure, and what we find is our investment is paying for itself in poodles. We have been talking with our ads across multiple platforms, both for brand enhancement as well as for performance marketing. I think the cut-through of the message and the recall of the brand are much higher. Also, it has been very beneficial for us to integrate some of our campaigns into the native content of iHeart. It has been a very nice partnership and it continues to be very strong into the future.
As the number one audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, conversations, trusted influencers, insights, and data you need to grow. So the iHeartResults.com for more. Hey, it's Mo Kelly. This is the fun part. This is where I get to tell you about the great results I'm having in real time. I get to notice how well I sleep now, how much more energetic I am. All this I incorporated Feel the Breeze into my daily diet. And I get it. Trust me, I do. You probably think you Feel the Breeze can't be as good as you say it is, Mo, but you do it. It isn't instead of a better diet. It adds to a better diet. More fruits and vegetables that I have been missing to my diet. And Feel the Breeze has a better health promise. Take Feel the Breeze and at your next doctor's visit, and your doctor can compliment you on the overall improvement in your health and numbers. Well, return Feel the Breeze for a full refund. I got you 50% off your first order, and I got you another 10% off when you subscribe. Visit feelthebreeze.com and use promo code AFI. That's feelthebreeze.com, promo promo code AFI.
Pray.com's Meditative Prayers Podcast is the best way to bring God's perfect peace into your life. Each meditative prayer helps you focus on God, fight anxiety, sleep better, and more. Listen to Meditative Prayers on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Somebody put out food in the break room that was about to expire. It's about to expire, and there's a very important distinction there.
You and my husband shared this over the weekend. He's like, oh, look at this. This milk, it expired so it's still good. No.
Very important. I don't fully reveal my time. I've had many experiences then.
Oh, really?
Live 9 to 1 p.m. on KFI and on demand anytime on the iHeartRadio app.
Let's talk about love. You know, you would like me to talk about the soulmate, meeting your passion person, but I don't. I talk about the science of love, the biological, the sociological, and the psychological. Believe it or not, love has been studied by researchers around the world. New information shows up every day. And it's me, we tell you. Honestly, I wouldn't be here sort of preaching this good news about the science of love if I learned relationship skills. Relationships are far more about skill than love. I think the biggest myth about love is that it's all about finding the right person. It's not. It's about learning how to be the right person. And once you learn how to create a healthy attachment style within yourself, then you're going to find that more people are attracted to you. More people are mates that could work for you. You'll have happier relationships. And why do I care about this so much? Of course, I don't want you to quit in your relationships, but there's also research to show that long-term bonded people, whether you believe in the institution marriage or not, I don't care, just having a secure base of somebody, those people live longer, they have better health along the way, and it's more way more expensive to pay for two houses. Anybody wants to get divorced knows that. But I also don't believe until death do us part. When until death do us part is a mental death was pretty imminent. And as a result, because of our extra long life expectancy these days, that even the most monogamous of humans can expect 2 or even 3 long stints of monogamy in their life with some mate selection between. That's why there's a dating marketplace for every age group. So, this week in my reading, I came up with a little list that I think a different conversation that I think every single couple should have quite regularly, in fact. And so let's go through them. The first conversation is, how was your day? I mean, really, how was your day? If you're saying it as an automatic, how was your day, and they say good, and then you move on, you're not growing any closer. You're also not staying in their mind when they're away from you. Couples who are intimately involved with each other's work lives, and when I say that, I don't mean storming an enemy of spouse like a storm in the office and to fight your boss or that mean coworker, but just if they're with you in heart and soul, you can come home and say, you wouldn't believe what you did today. You wouldn't believe what happened at the office today. Do you know that project they're working on? Your partner will know that project they're working on because you've been talking about it. If you stay integrated into their day, then you stay in their mind when they're away from you. So as research shows, this is published in Current Psychology, couples who have extensive conversations about work show significantly higher levels of relationship satisfaction than couples who don't. So share information about your experiences, about what you do in your day, what the challenges are, what you're feeling, about their colleagues. I love Julio's gossip. When I finally meet the people, like I've been meeting a lot of his work friends lately, we've been going for dinner and stuff, I'm always like, that's my coffee. Like, I don't know, it's like, you listen to them on the radio and you see what they look like. Sorry, another conversation you should be having, the attachment conversation. We all have a different attachment style. we all have different degrees of needing closeness or needing space, right? So you need to talk to each other about how much alone time you need, how much couple time you need, and how much social time. Hey, look, you ever been with a guy who doesn't want to do any socializing? He just wants to be alone with you all the time?
Oh my God, yeah, my ex. I felt like I had to choose between him and my friends or him and my family.
That's too ingrown. No, everybody needs a wider social network. It's good for us to have that social support. Everybody needs alone time and everybody needs couple time. But how much? Maybe differently, you've got to talk about it. Also, I want to say this. Watch for tiny behavior changes when you're about to separate and come back together after like a business trip or something, because that's when your attachment organization will be triggered. So here's the story. One time Leo was in New York doing work, but staying with his mom or visiting his mom. She's older. But he was there at her house. We were in a conversation. That's what I'm thinking about. And I was, had my own attachment anxiety. I was missing him, so I was trying to be cool. And when he was coming back, I thought, he loves ice cream. I'm going to make him some homemade ice cream. It's not ice cream. He's really going to appreciate that with organic cream. It's going to be great. So he happens to call me when I'm in the fight aisle at Jackson. And I'm in the next day. And he says, what you doing? And I said, I'm picking up some vanilla beans so I can make some vanilla bean ice cream. And he goes, relax. I hate vanilla bean. I hate vanilla ice cream. And I literally snapped. And I said, somebody is about to make me something homemade that's gourmet and lovely. And you're going to like it. And I was so upset. I ended up talking to his mom about it. She said, it's okay for you not to like vanilla bean ice cream, honey. You can make strawberry. I ended up making him strawberry. But I realized later, it was my attachment anxiety. It was a big care. It was me giving care, like I'm going to make this special thing for you. And I felt rejected. And that feeling of rejection activated my little bit of anxious attachment style. All right. Couple more conversations you should be having. I put in one more, right? Caleb, before we get to some. How about the sex conversation? Oh, sex is always good. It's always a good one. How often you want sex? What activities you like to do with your friends and things on? What your sex schedule is. You guys need to be talking about this all the time. I also want to say this. You guys don't have to be in sync all the time. Spontaneous sex in long-term relationships is a myth. You got to put it on the schedule. You got to talk about it. And even though, I think this was last week or the week before, even though sex researchers used to say, we're finding something if you have somebody with high desire or low desire, it is a kind of compromise. We're going to get too unhappy. How about finding out why you're going on sex and what's going on with the sex? Also, everybody's allowed body autonomy. If they want to have sex with themselves, that doesn't mean body autonomy to go share it with somebody else who's a threat to the relationship. I mean, if you want to have autosexual behavior, you want to use pornography, that's you and your body's decision. It's nobody else's decision. So you have to allow a partner that. Okay, 2 more conversations. Secure, healthy, and happy couples should be having all the time. I'll tell you what they are when we come back. We have a special guest who's a researcher to make a point of male contraception. You're listening to Dr. Andy Walsh on KFI, AM 640, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Right now, let's go to the 24-hour newsroom in our very own Mark Warner.
Former LA Mayor Eric Garcetti will now be the U.S. ambassador to India.
It came down to the wire. Both sides of the Senate debated until the last minute. Then,
The nays are 52, the nays are 42, the motion is agreed.
Garcetti was confirmed yesterday despite opposition from both Democrats and Republicans. Some Republicans even said it was time to appoint an ambassador because India deserves representation as a strong ally. Garcetti was nominated 20 months ago, but the process stalled after allegations that he knew about the inappropriate behavior of his former chief of staff or other employees. Regular Picofy News. 34 people have been killed in a wrong-way crash on the 71 freeway in Chino Hills. I'll say 6 cars were involved in the crash around 2:30 this morning. 1 car caught on fire.
EOC Fair Event Center has started planning a $229 million facelift that will include a new barn, greenhouse, and amphitheater suites.
This property served as the Santa Ana Army Air Base during World War II.
EOC Fair CEO Michelle Richards says many of those buildings desperately need upgrades.
Most of it is being paid for by our cash reserves.
She said those would be an expanded administration building, bigger exhibit buildings, more restrooms, and amphitheater and arena upgrades.
We have a a plan to build a modern agriplex where all of our agriculture, livestock shows, etc. will be held.
The eight-phase project is expected to take 10 years. In Orange County, Corbin Carson, KFID.
South Dakota Republican Senator Mike Brown says he doesn't agree with Florida Republican Governor Ron DeSantis' controversial comments about Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
I don't think it's a territorial dispute. While he may be taking territory, this is bigger than that for us.
He says that might have something to do with primary politics. DeSantis hasn't officially announced that he'll run for president in 2024. It's been 20 years since the U.S. war in Iraq began.
American coalition forces in the early stages of military operations to defend Iraq, the Jewish people, and to defend the world from their dangers.
Former President George W. Bush formally announced the start of the war in a televised address March 19, 2003. Bush spoke to the nation shortly after explosions began to rock Baghdad. U.S.-led coalition forces began air attacks about 90 minutes after a deadline for Saddam Hussein to leave Iraq had passed. The first targets were hit with Tomahawk cruise missiles from U.S. aircraft and warships in the Persian Gulf. The U.S. declared an end to the war nearly 10 years after the fighting began.
And we have a stall on the 15th. I think the whole national meeting down to the 138. That's called Eagles Business to White Silver Review. Using delays from the 395 in Joshua Street. In Lindsay, number 105, East Chapter Long Beach Boulevard, a motorcycle crash taking up the right lane of traffic back up in Wilmington Avenue. In Valley Village, number 170 north before Burbank Boulevard, that's South Street to White Silver. While on the 405 north at Fairview Road, that's the stall due to the loss of tire in the center lane in Costa Mesa. And at Woodside, on the 91 East Chapter Long Beach Avenue, that's the crash also looked at right shoulder. Stay at minus 9, let's see their fastest. I'm tracking Kevin.
Going into your store, 6 great brands: Honda, Ford, Lincoln, Hyundai, Genesis, and Volkswagen at 9 convenient locations. From the Cerritos Auto Square to the Irvine Auto Center, from West Covina to Huntington Beach, we have all your favorite models in stock. Plus, get total peace of mind when you purchase. Thanks to our exclusive price protection guarantee. It's safe. You can find the same new vehicle for less within 5 days. Your lease will pay you the difference or buy your vehicle back. There is simply no reason to shop anywhere else. Don't miss your chance at a fresh start this spring. Get behind the wheel of your favorite new ride. Test drive today at a new Reach Superstore location, like the #1 hottest store in the world, in the Cerritos Auto Square. Or shop online at yourreach.com.
Global Housing Sales 2022.
Southline weather from KFI, we have a 30% chance of rain tonight with lows in the 50s and down to 40 in IE and Maybe. Cloudy tomorrow with highs in the mid-60s. Rain likely tomorrow night and it could last through Wednesday. Right now it's 56 in Santa Ana, 55 in Orange. We lead local. Live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom, I'm Mark Lawrence.
Why would a plumber just tell me what it costs to unclog my drain over the phone? Is it that complicated?
No, it's not. They obviously have a price.
You've got a nice aroma. Who are you?
Mike Diamond, the snowbird plumber.
Will you tell me how much to unclog my drain?
$99. Doesn't matter if it's a kitchen sink or a mainline sewer.
Top shelf.
The snowbird plumbers at Mike Diamond will unclog almost any drain for $99. There are a few exceptions, but you can read all about them on our website at snowbirdplumber.com. If you're listening, but you need to in this week's marketers report, Patrice Franiello, Global Chief Marketing Officer, Director of Warner Brothers Discovery, learns then the physical path of building and retaining consumer trust. Trust is a really hard thing to build and a really easy thing to destroy, and we have to be very respectful about that. Our partnership with iHeart has really helped us build that trust and that relationship with the on-air. The best thing for us to do is to build a relationship with our consumers. And if those consumers have a relationship with the DJs that are on air, then we want to build on that. House of the Dragon, which is one of our most successful, the most successful campaign we've ever done for show, audio is of course part of that. It's the #1 audio company. iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all. Every artist, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the same place where data really need to grow. That's the convenience of it. iHeartMedia is your access. Go to iHeartResults.com for more.
And help you test negative.
paid myself. I didn't buy like 10 of them right away. I only kept like 12 that I liked. And then like a week later, I was just looking for anything that I could grab.
Yeah, but or call 833-422-4255 to ask for medication for COVID-19. Sponsored by the California Department of Public Health.
AM 640.
And iHeartRadio station.
Download the free Radio app for all your music,
Just a
radio,
lot
and
of these
podcasts.
because like you can kind of start to see like the paper hats. When they're desperate to sell, they're like lowering the price little by little. So just make an offer to where you think you're probably taking.
Two months of conversations you should have regularly if you're in a healthy relationship. They are the family conversation. Do you want kids or not? How are you going to raise them? Where are you going to raise them? What's your parenting style? What's the religion? What values? What educational institutions? Honestly, people head to the altar never having had these important conversations. And finally, and also the extended family conversation. Where are the boundaries? Where's the mother-in-law? How are you handling all this? You got to talk about how much extended family time when you're with them. And finally, the future goals conversation. Are you guys growing together? Are you on the same page? I hope so. All right, moving right along. New research paper published in the journal Nature Communications presents a new approach to da-da-da-da. Male contraception. Male contraception. I think it's clear. Because I'm so excited that it might be coming on the market. Okay, so the research is only done on mice so far. But apparently, what it does is it stops those swimmers in their sack and makes them swim really, really, really slowly, and then they can't go to the egg. Woohoo! I think that's great. So I immediately called producer Taylor. I'm like, producer Taylor, get the researcher on here. We need to talk about what this means for us. So right now, I would like to welcome Dr. Melanie Balbach of the Leo Cornell Medical College, Department of Pharmacology. Hi, Dr. Melanie. How are you? Hi, I'm good. How are you? Thanks for having me. I think you're on the East Coast. You're not in Germany, are you?
No, I'm on the East Coast. I'm ready for that.
Yes, we can wait for you. All right, so I'll be brief. I understand this new compound that you have discovered that might be a big breakthrough in male contraception was actually discovered by fluke because you had another researcher who was afraid of mice?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. So one of the graduate students was working on an eye project using that inhibitor that we were then using as a contraceptive also. And she didn't want to inject them, so I helped her and then at the same time looked at the sperm and then maybe the cell will let the sperm or not really.
Okay, I don't know how to ask you this, but how do you look at my sperm? Under a microscope? A very tiny microscope?
Yeah, exactly. So we also do like regular cell culture with normal cells, and those microscopes are good enough that you can see the sperm swimming as well.
So how does this compound work to block the sperm's reproductive potential?
So it has to happen when the sperm are ejaculated. They have to start kind of sitting in the epididymis, so that's the tissue in the, next to the testes, and they're sitting there waiting to get ejaculated. So they're kind of sleeping and not moving, and when they get ejaculated, they have to start moving. Right. And the protein in the sperm that regulates that part of motility is the target that we are inhibiting. So you can imagine it as kind of an on-switch for the sperm. So the inhibitor that we develop blocks that protein so it doesn't get activated, so then the sperm won't start swimming.
So what you were able to watch is a lot of a lot of mice having a lot of sex, and yet very few pregnancies or no pregnancies.
So I don't really watch them. I leave them alone. I'm always in the doctor because they don't want to disturb like we do either. But what we found is in the first 2.5 hours after injection, one of the males that got that inhibitor got the female pregnant. So
But it's not that they had reduced sex drive. You know, they did have sex.
yeah, I know they did have sex because you can actually see
that there's a so-called clot forming at the vagina opening of the female, so there's kind of this semen kind of hardening, turning into a crystal, and you can see that. So you know that they have sex, but then 21 days later, you look again, even if they're not, then I know that the female is not that feminine.
You have a very different work day than I do. Just wanted to say.
So it's very interesting. So what it sounds like is, and there's a bunch of hurdles to go through. I know you got to do tests on other kinds of animals before you can do clinical trials on humans, and we have many obstacles in our future. However, are you envisioning that this could eventually be a pill that a man can take for just temporary reasons? Like, in other words, it's not like a female birth control pill where you take a pill every day for your whole year. This might be a temporary kind of birth control for men. Yeah, so the idea is that we really want both the men and also women in the future only take birth control whenever they need it, whenever they have sex. So the idea is that the men take our pill about 30 minutes before they want to have intercourse, and then they're protected for about 24 hours, and then after that, they're supposed to pill. So it's a very new concept that is very different from the hormonal pill that the female has to use. Okay, now we got to get into the real philosophical conversation. Do you think human males would ever take the pill? Yeah, I think so. I mean, just looking at the response that we're getting, there's a lot of excitement out there, and we also good scientists, right? So we looked into data, and there was a big study done with 20,000 men all over the world, and the response rate positively to an on-demand pill was about 60 to 70%, depending on the country. So we definitely see that there's a lot of interest that the men really would like to take this.
I'm very curious to see what an evolutionary psychologist might say about this, because he believes that unconsciously men are wired to reproduce, and so they might sort of forget to take the pill or forget how long ago they took the pill. You know what I mean? Because they.
Yeah, but then, I mean, the advantage with that on-demand approach is that they don't really have to think about it until they think about sex, right? So, and then they take it, they can even take it in front of their partner, and then the partner can see, okay, the man is protected now, and then, yeah, and finally we had a lot of energy. That's interesting. Now, I mean, that's very interesting. So that's super cool, and so this, tomorrow after some test, but yeah.
Anyway, Dr. Melanie, it was a pleasure. It's always nice to talk to researchers who are there in the trenches doing the work that we as journalists only talk about. Thank you so much for doing what you do with us myself. Now go to bed and have a good sleep. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you so much, Brian.
When we come back, how did the birth control pill for women change society? Let's talk about this. You're listening to Dr. Wendy Welch on KFI and subscribe to live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. And now let's go to 24 hours KFI news on our very own
Hospitalized after a car slammed into the side of Roma's Pizzeria in Milwaukee, leaving a gaping hole in the side of the place. It's not ideal for pet chicken. Control from earthquake at Rock Ecuador in Peru this weekend claimed that 15 killed. And North Korea says it stimulated nuclear attack in South Korea with a ballistic missile launch over the weekend. It was its fifth missile demonstration this month. It protests the largest joint military exercises in years between the U.S. and South Korea. We'll check out a bit of trouble on the 105 more after this.
Seriously, my computer just dropped the transmission.
We all know how easy it can be to go to the wrong place for transmission repair. Made up of over 800 pieces, the transmission is the most complex part of your car. So bring it to the transmission experts at AMCO. AMCO, always the right fit. AAA-MCO. Special financing available. Restrictions, limitations, and exclusions may apply. See AMCO.com for complete details.
Progressive commercial insurance flexes to fit your business needs. From quick repairs to adjustment coverages to even payment options. Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Quote today in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Commercial Insurance flexes to fit your business needs. From quick repairs to adjustment coverages to even payment options. Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Quote today in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
SoCal weather, 40% chance of rain tonight with lows in the 50s down to the 40s.
South LA on the 105 east of the 1 tram. That's a crash with the right shoulder. Nope, South LA on the 1. I'm sorry. On the 1 from Northern Vernon Avenue. That's a slow vehicle taking the right shoulder. There we go. And so read on the 14 and going to Sierra Highway. That's a slow vehicle with a blown out tire. In Valley Village on the hook from North Pole Burbank Boulevard. That's crashing with the right shoulder. And another crash with the right shoulder in Southgate on the 710 North Sierra Highway. Can't find the sky. We'll see you there back there. I'm Zachary David. What would you do if the secret of all of the most powerful folks in the United States told you, hey, let's start a tweet? Back in the 1930s, Canadian Smokey Butler was called us to between the U.S. That's it. I'm Ben Bowler. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Smedley Butler. Join us for this sordid tale of ambition, treason, and what happens when evil tycoons get too much power on their hands.
Listen to Let's Start a Tweet on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you find your favorite show.
Jeff Power Services, family owned for nearly 60 years, is LA's generator expert for all your generator needs, commercial and industrial, including maintenance, rental, purchase, and installation. For the largest fleet of generator rentals in Southern California, go to DustyPower.com. That's DUTHID-Power.com.
Spring Gathering, this month get 40% off Rosetta Stone's lifetime unlimited subscription. And explore the world with bite-sized lessons in 25 languages, from Spanish and German to French and Korean, and even Portuguese and Turkish. Rosetta Stone prepares you for real-life conversations and a heavy copy from your very first lesson. So visit RosettaStone.com today for 40% off and get ready for the trip of a lifetime. Offer ends March 22nd. Rosetta Stone, how language is learned. I do use monthly payments to help me pay for things, like putting food on the table, paying rent, or buying new shoes for growing food. Find out about supplemental security income. You may qualify if your income and financial resources are low, and you're 65 or older, or an adult or child with a disability, or who's blind. Call 1-800-772-1213 or go to ssa.gov/SSI.